Okay, we should be live now. Sometimes it takes a while for the count, the seconds start rolling. Okay, so hello, everyone who's in the chat. We're gonna be with you momentarily. So, get your snack, get comfortable, and it's back. It's back. So, we will see you in just a minute. Hang on.
30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Flash podcast. Your podcast for all things related to series The Flash, starring Grant Gustin as Barry Allen, aka The Flash. I'm your host, Andy B, as always, and joining me for the second week in a row to follow with our Zack Snyder Justice League live counter is Rebecca Johnson, host of Supergirl, the finest Supergirl podcast on the whole internet. That's a fact. Don't question me. Don't argue with me. Don't add me on Twitter. Rebecca, how you doing tonight?
Doing okay. I've got my popcorn ready, and I'm ready. I'm queued up, so I'm ready to finish out and see what happens to the Justice League.
Yeah, hello Silhouette animator. Hope you're doing well. And for everyone else who's tuning in live right now, I hope everyone's having a pleasant Friday night and a good start to October because it's October 1st. And my because my phone likes to remind me that I'm turning older in a week, and I'm like, yay! I don't yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. So, but we're back to do our live counter on part 4 to 6 of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and yeah. So just for our Flash viewers, there's not really no news to report. Just a reminder that season 8 comes on November 16th with the special 5-part event called Armageddon, which will feature several heroes from the Arrowverse, including Supergirl's Alex Danvers,
Sentinel,
aka.
yes.
Have you still gotten used to calling her Sentinel? Is it still one of those I don't know why she got that name, but I guess we're rolling with it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still getting used to the blue eyeshadow and the blue streaks in the hair. The name doesn't bother me as much as some of the costume, but it's starting to become second nature, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be fun to see Alex, and we're probably gonna get a first trailer of that event at DC Fandom, which will be happening on Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, October 16th. And DC Podcasts are going to be doing a live stream to cover the event. We're still we're finalizing some of the plans. We're putting in the moderators, and I think most of the hosts from all the podcasts will be showing up for at least a few moments. So you get a few moments with Flash Podcast, maybe some with Supergirl Radio, with Legends, with Batwoman, and then we'll see what happens. It's going to be a crazy. That's why it's good to remind you that you need to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live and when we schedule new events on StreamYard, which also includes whenever Supergirl Radio schedules episodes every Wednesdays. So those notification bells, they're a good reminder.
Wednesdays, Thursdays, Tuesdays, sometime. We like to keep everybody guessing.
Yeah, that's kind of like Supergirl showrunners about her storyline for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
was that too mean?
No, I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
And I will just for the sake of argument, again, we I think we're all hoping for Melissa to show up, but hey, we love we love both Danvers sisters. So the fact we're getting at least one is great, and I still don't know how our podcast cross are going to look like. I think it's what would probably be that one podcast gets to come on for one episode each. So like maybe 1 week it's Batwoman, one week it's Supergirl Radio, 1 week it's Legends, and so on. Because I don't think we can bring 20 hosts together again the way we did for Crisis
It's
Infinite.
a lot of people.
Yeah, we can probably for the charity events we can do that, but I think our days of doing like these mega crossovers for now could be over. So let's see. Silhouette Animator says Alexander's essentially Bluebird from the comics with the blue.
I'm gonna have to go look up Bluebird. I don't know that I know Bluebird.
Did you mean Flamebird maybe? Because
there's a Flamebird, but Bluebird may be someone else. I'm gonna do a quick search.
Also, while she looks that up, I'm gonna share something that we want to clarify from last week. So we were talking about a scene from Zack Snyder Justice League where Barry saves Iris for the first time, and there was some misunderstanding. We weren't sure, and Rebecca had a very hilarious statement about it, and I was like,
it was backed up by substance though, because
true.
Zack Snyder is known to put, for lack of better words, phallic imagery into some of his films, like in Man of Steel with the Phantom Zone. I don't know what they'd be called, like the Phantom Zone rockets or whatever that.
Because you don't want to say pause anymore after 6 years of Supergirl.
Well, I mean, I guess it could be a space pod of some kind that they put Zod and Feor and all those Kryptonians in to shoot him up into the Phantom Zone. And he's had, in Watchmen, of course, there was all kinds of sexual connotations and things that were in there. And I've read and heard Zack Snyder talk about, like, when he was in art school, he, of course, a lot of times at art school, they will do like portraits and paintings of, they would do nudes. So they would have models come in and they would paint nude. It's an art school like class that you would take to study the human form and the human body. And so that's why Zack Snyder is very interested in the human form, is because of his art school experience. And so I just sort of assumed that based on other things in his filmography. So I just want people to know, like, my mind's not in the gutter. I'm just I'm taking the assumption from some other things, and it's one of the only things I don't like about Zack Snyder's films, but I understand where he gets that interest in the human form. It's not my cup of tea. It's the only thing I would probably push back on him a little bit, but like that's kind of the only thing. But that's why I mentioned it.
Yeah, and again, like I wasn't trying to drag or mock her for it. I just thought it was a very funny observation, because usually I'm the one that maybe kind of like makes those parallels, because I'm the wacky one. Like Rebecca's very organized. Like listen, Rebecca is the queen of Google Docs. That is like, it makes me look lazy, because I'm like, we have like 2 pages, and she's like, only 2? No, she hasn't said that, but I did find a tweet, because I remember there was a reference to something about that scene, and that's why we have this tweet up, where the account pointing out that the hot dog scene inside of Justice League was a little nod to when Barry first showed up in the comics back in the 1956, and just to pull up the panel here, if it lets me. I don't know if it does, but it basically says,
we can see it pretty well.
Yeah, he said, why? It looks as if they had stopped falling. Can't be hard to catch things. They're just hanging in the air, as if their motion is stopped. Oh, 1950s dialogue, or old school comics dialogue. So
well, that is cool, though. It changes my perception of the scene, and I think I knew that last week, but I had forgotten it. Sometimes things just like come in my brain and then they leave. So I had remembered that, but now once you had mentioned it, but that's actually really cool that they went back to that and pulled something to honor his first appearance in the comics.
Well, speaking of, Claire says, Silhouette Animator does point out that they were talking about Harper Row, who is Bluebird in the comics, and so that's I keep forgetting about Harper Row.
Yeah, I did pull up some images of can you see the Bluebird?
Oh, it's that character. Okay, I've seen. I just keep forgetting what their name is, which is idiotic, because like there's literally a bird mask going on and it's blue. So, but you
Yeah,
know.
so that does have some similarities to Sentinel, to Alex Danvers. I can see it.
But yeah, we got that cleared up. Also on the topics of clearing up, for people who follow me on Twitter, I cleared up something about there was a rumor going around that Sasha Kaje,
Kaje?
Kaje, yeah,
Ah.
her Supergirl was gonna get her own TV show on HBO Max after the Flash, but I have confirmed with sources that it is not true. So there you go. Clear up Friday. So that's a new thing we're gonna trend. So if people just want to spread false rumors, we will go chase for the right information. No, please don't do that. So we're gonna pick up right where we were left off at part 4 of Zack Snyder Justice League. So if you have your HBO Max queued up, and go to part 4 literally, and we're basically at the black screen / the thunder strike. So and join us as we finish the Snyder Cut with our own opinions. We're not going to be reading someone else's review or thoughts on that.
So Andy's referencing something that I'm going to be talking about on my personal YouTube channel, youtube.com/duckmilkprod. I've been going through Batman v Superman reviews from the top critics of Rotten Tomatoes. So these are the top quality from Rotten Tomatoes, apparently. And so one of the reviews I was going to go and revisit, I clicked on it a couple of days ago to make my notes for the live stream I was going to do. And the page said that the reviewer had been fired for plagiarizing other people's work. And so it's just interesting that was considered a top critic from Rotten Tomatoes. So we'll be talking about that on my my YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out,
go subscribe to her channel. We have if you go to like our about page or channels link in our YouTube channel front page, Rebecca's channel is, you can go subscribe. I can put a link in the description as well, because those discussions are very amusing but also so accurate, because out of all the films I've seen in my life, Batman vs Superman is not a film that deserved this much heat and focus in a bad way. Like, and don't go copy others people's review, because if you get caught and you get fired, then you have no one to blame but yourself.
Well, it's just interesting because a review and a reviewer like that impacted the film that we're about to watch, and is why it didn't get shown in its original intended form. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna count from 3 when I say play. We all hit play. So get ready. So in 3, 2, 1, play. J.K. Simmons has Commissioner Gordon. That is just so iconic.
He looks perfect. His mustache and his whole look looks very Commissioner Gordon-y. People don't like the gargoyles anymore. I think some people think that's gone out of style, but I don't. I like Batman on top of a gargoyle.
Batman. He needs to have gargoyles.
So we think that's on top of GCPD, right? That's like the GCPD roof.
That's usually where the signal is, unless Gordon has had to move it somewhere, because like maybe in the 20 years that he's been Batman and Bruce has been Batman, there's a controversy or something. That's why he has to work with Batman but not really work with him. Oh, look at Happy Diana. We like that. We like Happy Diana.
Yeah, I like when she she's investing in someone else. She sort of took Victor under her wing.
Yeah, I think I can only hear the audio and of the film and just this AirPod. I'm just so afraid that 2 hours go by and everyone's been hearing the audio this entire time. I don't think anyone can hear it.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you can hear the movie through our stream. But you shouldn't be able to.
Silhouetted Animator says, if we get a DCU Supergirl property, it's more like going to be a movie, not another show. Yeah, I mean, there's Warner Bros. Is and this is from Hollywood Reporter, so this is not coming from me, but one of the films they were developing for the 2022-2023 slate is a Supergirl movie. So Good. That's good. You can hear the movie. That's good. Yeah. Also, we need a Supergirl movie again. Come on, like, it's been almost more than 30 years since Helen Slater's Supergirl.
Since 1984. I think this sequence was mostly untouched. There were some changes in it, but I think for the most part,
there was still a
most of the
water gun
sequences-
fight. There was still an under tunnel fight, at least. But at least like that shot of him jumping out of jumping down the ground. Remember that was specifically like one of the shots that people noticed was gone from the theatrical cut.
It's been such a long time. I'm starting to forget like what was in the theatrical cut.
I mean, that's
because I don't need it anymore.
We never needed it. But some people at a studio needed it because of a bonus.
It's the most ridiculous thing.
By the way, speaking of J.K. Simmons, are you excited he's going to be back in the Batgirl movie?
Yeah, that I had forgotten that was happening, but yes, that would be cool to tie those two things together. It kind of continues the universe, even if Zack Snyder's not involved.
Also
it will forever be the Snyderverse.
Yeah. Oh, see, and here's another scene that's about to come up that was also deleted. Was I heard about you? Didn't think you were real. I'm real when it's useful.
You actually had that pretty synced up on my viewing. That was kind of scary. It was like Andy's voice with Ben Affleck's mouth.
Oh my god, did I sync it up? Really?
Yeah, it was really close. That was wild.
No, Lars, you cannot say that word. We will not allow it here. So,
yeah, no, I think
Christmas Allen.
Maybe that's for the best.
Christmas Allen is the cop who shows Gordon the witness sketch of the Parademon.
Yeah.
It's remember we had Christmas Allen on Gotham, and he was just gone after a season with Montoya.
they forgot that he and Montoya were even there.
I almost wonder if it was a thing where they weren't allowed to use them anymore.
Possibly.
But at least
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I
was just gonna say Steppenwolf's like purpley color on his armor is back. I'm trying to track that now. Like, is it just when the light hits it?
No, I think you're right. I'm gonna look and see if the concept artist or if there's been any concept art released for Steppenwolf, because I keep seeing. I see purple now too. See, this entire scene was also gone. Yeah. So anyways, you can see it's coming from Batgirl is great. I agree. I
like seeing Cyborg's multiple arms.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like people forget that Cyborg is.
I mean, he is robotic. He can do that kind of thing. Oh, there's the ancient lamentation.
I'm almost considering like updating our DC podcast. I was gonna say changing the DC podcast theme song and just have Lamination starter open with it. I'm sure Mike can do it.
Yeah, just have him do the theme in an ancient lamentation. You know it's about to get real when you hear that lamentation.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to block him. We won't talk about things like that.
Yeah, cool. Be cool in the chat.
Yeah, I belong to no one. Yeah.
It is pretty awesome to see Diana fight like a big giant like that.
Yeah.
Because Steppenwolf is really tall.
He's tall. I mean, and I think that's what didn't. Oh, you got it. And no, that's what's so like. I hate so much about Steppenwolf in the theatrical cut. Like he looked so tiny. Like everything about him was wrong.
Yeah.
Ugh. Hey, you don't hit our bat flag.
Yeah, Batman takes a little bit of a beating here. He's thrown around. I mean, dang, he got thrown to a wall.
So I remember there were rumblings, like when this movie was in the works, that I think that Laurel was supposed to be one of the people who got captured at the Laurel Lands.
Huh.
Rebecca would have lost her mind.
I would have lost my mind.
Because we love Laurel Lance. We love Black Canary.
That would have been cool.
the African Icelandic singing is constant in this. Is this wait? So Diana's theme is supposed to be Icelandic inspired?
No, I don't think so. That doesn't sound Icelandic to me. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. There is some Icelandic singing though.
The gauntlet bounce protecting him.
Isn't there something in this film that says Oracle or something? Is that in this version?
I don't know.
On the monitors?
I would have to look back because I missed it. I love that Alfred just got so geeky, like, yes, my gauntlet worked.
We got a lot of bad vehicles in the Snyderverse, which is really cool.
I mean, the one at the very end, I crapped myself when I saw it. And I wish that the trailer had not included that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it got people hyped.
Yeah. I'll take it from here.
It must be nice for Alfred. He gets to be part of the action, but he doesn't actually have to be in there physically fighting anyone.
Do you know if
that's what I would do?
Do you know if Jeremy Irons' Alfred is meant to be based on the Earth 1 version where like he was in the military and everything? Because he seems very much that he's been like he has been on the field before, not in Gotham, but like he has been in like his.
Yeah, I would like to think that he was some sort of agent in his previous life before he started buttling. What did you think about all the Flash, like the multiple berries?
Rebecca, you don't. I emotionally am still processing after months later the speed sequence that we got. I mean, listen, there's a good chance that you will see me cry when we get to, you know, the scene, because like I bawl every crime when I see it.
Yeah, I like the way they show the Flash's ability in this. Speaking of which, we're about to come up to a really cool Flash scene.
And this score works so much better than what that Danny Elfman put in.
Well, Danny Elfman basically copied the CW's theme, the CW Flash musical theme, I thought.
You know, I did hear similar beats to it. I mean, it's like...
This is at least original to my knowledge.
Yeah, no, this is the complete original. Speed Mirage, yeah.
Tink.
I don't know if
That's so cool.
I love when Diana Prince and Donna Troy just plays with swords.
Come on, focus up, Barry.
Ugh.
Getting ahead of himself.
I still kind of wish that the only thing that this movie would have explained more was how he put his suit together. Like, you know, because it looks like it. I mean, it looks homemade, 100%. Don't get me wrong, and I don't hate it. But I just wonder, like, what did Barry have to collect to make that suit?
I don't know. Maybe they'll explore that in the Flash movie.
There is a Flash movie coming. Whether or not my co-host from the Flash Party will believe it or not, that's no.
We won't believe it until we see a trailer.
Yeah. No, I even said like I will even pay for your tickets if for you to go see it and to believe that it is real. Oh yes, Diana, yes. No, Rebecca, you're right. It is purple. It's not just the lighting. Like everywhere it is, we see purple.
I just want to make sure it's not like my HBO Max or my laptop. Like everybody else sees it, right?
I see it too. It's like I think it's a cool touch. It's not. It's there, but it's not like. Oh, can you stop shooting at my boy?
So Flash's healing ability. Is it? I mean, it seems mostly kind of immediate, but does it depend on the injury, I guess?
See, you're completely right about that, but the thing is that they don't focus too much on it in this film. I wonder if it's because Zack wanted to leave it open for the director.
Because he gets injured twice, and I guess this one in the tunnel is sort of foreshadowing what happens at the end. But
Exactly.
I just wonder, like with the Flash, does it just depend on the situation? I guess.
Yeah, because in the TV show, for example, like remember when Zoom broke Flash's spine, he healed, but it took an excessive amount of time because a spine is, of course, very very delicate and it's very complicated. But if it's like if he gets like let's say if he gets shot with someone use a gun and shoot a bullet through his arm, he could heal with maybe like 5-10 minutes or something. Or if he's been shot like 25 shots, he would probably suffer quite a lot. It looks like he's kind of sniffing it. He's like, because in the theater he's like primitive beings, which I'm like had no context whatsoever for here. But
Well, most of the theatrical cut did not have any context. I do like that they have some water they have to deal with in this, like
yeah,
under Gotham Harbor, and I like the entrance of Aquaman. That's really cool.
I
It
love that.
gives him a good moment.
I have to give a shout out to Zack for the way he does super speed with different characters in this film. I think like because Barry's obviously it looks different from everyone, but like Diana and Arthur's like did you see how Arthur just kind of like emerged? With
Yeah.
Diana, like you see her like becoming like a blur when she uses it, and I appreciate. I don't think Clark uses super speed in this film, but I could be wrong.
No, we see some Kryptonian super speed in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, but I'm trying to think. Well, I guess he uses some speed abilities in his fight against the League.
I feel it was mostly flying, but I mean, I'm sure we will find out.
Well, because he goes toe to toe with the Flash,
Oh,
so he has to use his speed.
Henry Cavill giving the death stare of the century. I'm like, how do I get that stare? And two, Barry's reaction is still so funny.
So, do you like the Nightcrawler? Do you like this vehicle?
To be quite honest, I don't really. I think it's because it just reminds me too much of a spider, really. Not
Yeah.
I mean, again, I know, like, I don't know if this has to be CGI, but if it is, it looks gorgeous. It is, like it's great work to those people. But it's like for me, like, I like the Batwing better and the Batmobile.
I mean, the Nightcrawler is useful. I
mean, this is look. It saved their lives. They didn't get flooded, but like,
so I guess it has
does he
its
have
purpose.
one in the comics?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Victor, you're just gonna take off, like, not even like a post-it note or something. Oh, I love the boom tube effect. Like,
It does look really nice.
You see little squares everywhere, and I'm like, I like details like that. Now I forgot to look up, but like, are these mother boxes like? Do they have a specific name and certain like power function? And
you mean like the different ones, like the individual boxes? That's a good question because they do have different colors. It seems like they would have a different function depending on the color. That is a really extreme close up on Steppenwolf's face. That's great.
Cute kitty.
Cute kitty. Cute Steppen
But
kitty.
although nothing beats Warren Glennon's lab cats.
No,
that's what they call, right?
Yeah, the lab cats. Yeah.
I promise. I do watch Supergirl Radio. I promise.
I like the reference of the close up of the hand because Steppenwolf does it and Darkseid does it, and I like the visual motif of that.
Although I can't imagine what's so useful having so many fingers. Like, what I heard of the Mother Box still an animator says, what I heard of the Mother Box has a spirit of one of the oldest new gods. Her name is Hegra. Well, that's Darkseid's mom. Yeah, that's. Oof! Look at that symbol, Rebecca. Like.
Well, that's supposed to be the anti-life equation. That symbol.
I think that was in the original script for the film, but never said in the final film. Maybe somewhere along the way where Zack was filming it, maybe they found out that Ava DuVernay was developing a New Gods movie. Maybe he was like, because that's what I love so much about Zack is that he's also so collaborative. He's like, the Flash director that he had before, you can cast whoever you want as Iris, and I will put it in the film, and you can then do more with the story and so on. Because like,
Yeah, he was a real team player in all of this.
yeah,
Which is why it sucks so much. Why what happened to him happened.
yeah, it's unbelievable. But Zach and Deborah this year has been thriving for them.
Yeah, it's been their year, 2021.
Oh, the Zod, the biggest bully in the all of Apocalypse. Like, he just like, I want to be Darkseid's bestie. Go away. But I'm his uncle. I don't care. Screw flesh and blood. I'm more special.
I do like Desaad's voice. They cast a really great
Yeah.
actor for that part. He's a really creepy voice.
Did you ever see the Zod on Smallville, or had you kind of? No, you said you finished it at some point.
I'm sure that I did because I watched some of that Apocalypse Darkseid stuff, but that's kind of foggy for me.
They made him a human who has a club running. No, they made him look human, but he was still apocalyptic. He's like, I deal with 7 deadly sins. I'm like, Masquerade is a very weird episode, y'all. I mean, it's good also because I love Brian Q. Miller, but it's like it has.
Oh, we're about to see Darkseid.
Oh,
you can tell because the parademons are bowing.
Do we bow? For people listening to this at home, we literally kind of did bow thing. Yes. Oh my god, he looks so cute without his helmet. What is?
He's prostrating himself. He's Ray Porter's great voice.
Darkseid's voice. Still, the animator says Darkseid's voice gives me chills. I mean, can you imagine having to interview him? Which was an honor, but it was still like, oh my god, me and Rebecca are gonna interview Darkseid on Saturday. That's insane. Oh my god, it's so good.
Look at Steppenwolf.
Just put whiskers on them, and he will be. Could you imagine, like, if Steppenwolf walked past the camera during Supergirl is recording, like
Beaker?
Beaker, yeah. Why do I keep mixing them up? Like Beaker, Bunsen, okay.
Beaker's the gray one. Bunsen is the dark-haired one.
I wonder what kind of like technology this is, like, from Apocalypse. If, like, because again, for us it looks like probably like magic, but like for them it's like it is something they have built.
Yeah, I think they referenced that too during the history lesson, that it looks like magic to us. Yeah.
Yeah, reminder to everyone that he can talk to technology, which is incredible.
It's funny to have Arthur say, you talk to machines or whatever, and it's like, well, you talk to sea creatures. What's the diff?
Ray Porter was a unique choice for Darkseid. I think I only knew him from audiobooks, but he did a great job voicing him. Yeah, and if you like audio work, he does things for the Sandman Audible thing.
Cool.
So you can go check him out and support him on all social media. Oh my god, this scene is so much better because, again, we have in the theatrical cut, Bruce is just horrible to Diana.
Oh yeah, the rewritten stuff about Steve and all that. Ugh, gross.
And Barry being like, it's like a cave, a bat cave. I'm like, listen, Barry is not this. Like, I know he's nerdy, but like, oh my god.
Yeah, Zack Snyder apparently built a camera rig just for this scene.
What's a camera rig?
Well, it's a thing to put the camera on that's like specially made so that it could go around the table like that. So that you didn't have to like shoot everybody separately. I think the premise was you didn't have to shoot everybody's close up individually. You could just do it in real time. So that's kind of cool. I wish I could have seen that in action to see exactly how they shot that.
Well, you could probably do it when you direct a Supergirl movie.
Sure,
You heard it. You
yeah.
heard. See, another thing that
Breaking
would been
news.
yeah. Although that would be amazing because like I know you would like if you both directed and wrote it. Oh my god! Like I'm like she could put.
Well,
This
nobody
girl
wants me to
knows.
write a script.
I will scream, Rebecca. I will scream at you. You're wrong. I want to see you write a Supergirl script because
No, I'm not.
this
I'm not
girl
a.
is so committed to Supergirl, the character, the mythology, and like imagine the things she could bring to life and connect it to like.
I
I
could
bet
pitch you some ideas, but I wouldn't write the script.
we should direct it though.
I mean, maybe I could direct it. Yeah.
So the joke for everyone, so people understand. So there's an actual director named Rebecca Johnson who has directed episodes of the Supergirl TV show, and every time we've seen her come back and so on, we always make kind of that joke of like, oh, Rebecca is directing Supergirl. Now Rebecca's talking about Supergirl and Supergirl. See again, how could you remove all the cyber content from?
It's like the most emotional part of the film.
And like, and the thing is, we're getting this in a Justice League. We're not getting the cyborg movie. Imagine what we could see like as a cyborg, like HBO Max show or a movie. Oh, that looks so painful.
I like that shot of Victor looking at himself. Like I like they did. Snyder does that a lot in this film, where Cyborg is having to face himself literally, and I
Yeah.
like that. It makes it seem like he's really having to figure himself out and come to terms with who he is now.
Now, my friend Rob, he had an interesting question to us. I was talking to him today, and he said, if you and Rebecca could pick 5 categories for this movie to get Academy Award nominations, which 5 would you pick and why?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I said to him too. He's like, I just like causing chaos.
Well, I think score.
100%.
I think the score is pretty good. Special effects, definitely. Visual effects.
I always think Ray Fisher, like as for.
I mean, yeah, possibly you could get him as like a. I don't know if he would qualified for best actor or best supporting actor. I mean, I guess he has just as much screen time as anybody else in this film.
Yeah, oh my god, how does that even work? Oh my god, how does that work? Okay, yeah, Ray Fisher definitely for at least an actor nomination.
Maybe best director.
Yeah.
Why not put Zack Snyder in there? He did some innovative things here, especially with like the Clark versus the Justice League, that sequence, and there's a whole bunch of sequences.
Cristerio?
Maybe I would have maybe nominated Cristerio for BBS, but
I remember when
look at that Superman hologram.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the stuff.
I remember when the shot was at Bruce seeing it, we saw the boot. Everyone who first started Trader thought like, oh, is that Supergirl?
Yeah, everybody thought. I was like,
because the foot looked so, the leg looked so thin. Whatever, like Rebecca, I kid you not, those were kind of responses that I was seeing. I'm like,
oh no, I saw him too.
Oh, Mama Kent with a secret. We got Diane Lane. Oh, look at these 2 iconic women.
Diane Lane got to play Martian Manhunter. Nobody talks about that. Like we always talk about Harry Lennox, but
then let us talk about it.
Diane Lane got to play Martian Manhunter. That's awesome. Good for her.
Yeah,
she got to play a Martian. Do you like that Martian Manhunter is in the scene, or would you have preferred it just to be Martha Kent?
So here's the thing. I've been going back and forth on that. I know because some people feel that John, with an apostrophe after J, by the way, so everyone knows, not John.
John.
Learn all about apostrophes on supergirl.com. But for me, here's the thing. I know people have been saying that it is unethical for him that he somehow went and like we're assuming that he somehow got all this information, that he went to the plan, that or she went to the plan, and he knew about it and about the farm or whatever and so on, and the conversation with Mr. Perry White. I don't know what the content is, but it's so like I know that people, I can understand why people think it is wrong, but at the same time, I feel John and Lois have developed just as much of a relationship as Martha and Lois has throughout these 3 films. And the fact that John, because we will see this later in the film, but like he is now realizing that maybe I should have done more. And now to, make up for the time he didn't commit, he's taking care of Lois, for example, trying to
Yeah.
get Lois out there. Yeah, yeah. So like, but I can see it from other people's perspective. But for me, I think this is very sweet. What do you think, Rebecca?
Yeah, because I mean, I like that Swanwick and Lois, Swanwick or Jean, now we know, they've developed a relationship over the course of the 3 films that they're in. And I like that. I like that he would look after her when Clark is dead. I think it's interesting to think about Martian Manhunter's powers. So he's shape-shifting as Martha right now. So when he does that, does he already have like her memories?
Yeah, I wonder like if he like because that's the other reason people have issues with it, because they think like either he followed her or stalked her, or he stole her memories or copied them.
Yeah, I guess when you shapeshift as somebody, you just maybe automatically have the memories come.
Let's see. Now, do you, Martian Manhunter, knew about Nightmare Future, or that Lois was the key to preventing it, and disguised as Martha Kent to get Lois to meet Clark? And can you rephrase that question? I'm not sure I understand that.
I think Silhouette Animator is asking, do you think that Martian Manhunter knew about the Nightmare Future and that Lois was the key to preventing it, and disguised as Martha Kent to get Lois to meet Clark on his rage moment? So I guess the question really is, did Martian Manhunter, did he see the future and know that Lois was so important that she needed to be involved? I don't think he can know the future. I don't think.
Wait for it. Here we go.
Look at Diane Lane, Martha Manhunter.
Martha Man.
I didn't make that up. I can't take credit for Martha Manhunter. That's been on the internet.
Oh, look at that, dude. That is so beautiful. Now, Rebecca, the $1 million question: this Martian Manhunter costume or David Harwood's Martian Manhunter costume?
It's tough because they have different budgets, of course.
Yeah.
But I think this one looks a little more alien, which I like.
Yeah, because I know which one they went with for the TV show. Like, 'cause it is from the comic where he has like a full-on blue suit and everything. But also, it's just been weird to see John running around as Martian Manhunter and just not. But like he has a suit, but not the green face. So
yeah, I like when he looks like an alien.
But they're both incredible actors who have done great things with these characters, and I wish they could just have a crossover where they can eat Oreos and just hang out. And
that'd be awesome.
Again, so much better than having to see Bruce being like, oh, like how you moved on from Steve Trevor. Like, that was not our Batfleck.
Well, have you ever read Joss Whedon's Wonder Woman script? It was a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I read it and I hate it.
It was not good. It was not good.
Again, it's like what this show. This is team building, because they're having everyone gets to say their piece and everyone gets to kind of come to a decision. So, like, that's what we want to see with Justice League. Because I know some people say like, oh, well, they rushed this film, they rushed the story. No, look at it. They're getting to know each other.
Yeah, they're figuring it out.
And now we enter part 5. All the kings hear Orsas. I should stop doing voices. I'm sorry.
Do you know what that's a reference to?
It is something. It's from like a children's
Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty. Yeah.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And then something. All the king horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty Dumpty
what I can
back together again.
Solomon Grundy, born on Monday. That's what I can say. So yeah.
Same difference. So what are your thoughts on the Justice League being pretty morbid and digging up Clark's body? I'm talking about unethical things. Do you think this is the right choice? Are they doing the right thing here?
She stumped me. How dare you come on my podcast and just stump me like this? I'm kidding.
Well, I think it's an ethical, moral question. It's a tough one to answer.
In this case, it's a little unethical because they don't know Kryptonian biology. Because what if they just dug that grave up and there was nothing? Because Clark's body doesn't deteriorate the way our bodies do. But they didn't know that. So like for me, I'm annoyed that I think this part is a little unethical because they're doing the wrong thing, but for the right reason, because we do need Superman back. But it's okay. But you know what? Silhouette Armor Animator has a good point. What other option do they have? I agree.
Yeah.
I
I mean, Darkseid is coming to get them. They need everybody they can get.
every guy's a younger guy. I could have done without Barry's like, oh my god, like I'm so in love with her. Although I mean I get why you would be in love with Wonder Woman, but like for me I still have PTSD from when Barry,
Fell on Diana.
yeah,
In the
I
theatrical cut. Yeah.
yeah. That's a good leather jacket on Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, he looks good in it.
Like the wardrobe people knows how to dress Ben Affleck. And that is, I mean, by the way, that doesn't mean that I know. Like I know he puts on the clothes himself, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Ben Affleck is like whatever, but like they know, like they took advantage of his good looks and kind of his physique and so on because I could not look that good. I think somehow his choice is to have Lois show up at the time in Metropolis to do her coffee routine as Steve Clark was a subtle way of stopping him from
Going postal.
Yeah, because I don't know how John would, unless John had a way to see the future like the way Victor did by accident.
Well, Silhouetted Animator makes a good point that maybe John read Bruce's mind, and Bruce had all those nightmare visions. So maybe he saw that in his mind.
Why is Jeremy Irons so good at saying words? I'm sorry, but he's like, don't come shot with the bowl if you don't want to. I don't know. I missed that, but
it's something about waving a red cape at it. Look at Diana with that high collar.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like. Meanwhile, everyone is.
She looks like Dracula or something. I love it.
I mean, she doesn't age, so like she kind of is like
she might as well be a vampire.
All these nets, all these like quarantine stuff. Like again, this wasn't Zach's fault, but the fact that it came during this year. During this difficult time, it's like, yeah, I was, oh, this is funny. Barry trying to like, how do I talk as a military soldier? Aye, and I'm like, oh, Barry, no.
I like him bonding with Arthur though.
Yeah.
Arthur having to help him figure out which hat to use.
I'm always dressed.
It's a good shot of Batman.
Yeah, getting just. It would have been better if it had been in a gargoyle, but
well, they don't have gargoyles all over the city.
Look at it's like imagine if you were like on the ground and you see kind of this kind of like demon sitting there just watching you.
It would be scary. I'd be freaked out.
ID. Oh, let's. No, Barry, no. But have you never seen a military movie before? No one says aye. It is also weird seeing a Star Lab that is not like broken or destroyed or has like hairs and wells attached. Like for me, I'm just like, oh right, like there's their own thing. Gotham has to be goth in aesthetic. You need gargoyles. Haha, that's true. So
well, this Star Labs has more than like 5 people in it.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan. Oh my god, could you just imagine if you'd seen like the belt just as a nod, something? But it's good that Zack won. Like Zack really wanted to do something more with that.
This guy's a good actor. I would have watched an Adam movie with him.
The one thing I can't really buy, it's not a deal breaker for me, but it's like, how does no security camera pick up on like, oh, there's these 4 costume people with a coffin just driving through.
Well, first of all, you have Cyborg who could probably knock out all the security cameras.
True.
Electronically. And then Batman could also go around, throw a little EMP bombs or something on him.
We has like a remote.
Or Barry could even run up the walls or something and do it. They have ways to knock out security cameras, I think.
Silas, you don't have control. How does it feel? Also, what a great actor they picked for Silas, though.
He is really good.
Oh my god, all those shadows just like if one person turns to the left and being like, what are those? Why are there four shadows in there? I should probably go in and check and make sure everyone gets out there.
No, people were running, rightfully so.
Bruce is like, yeah, I did that. No team, just me. I thought for a second he said post crisis. I'm like, oh my god, I need to get that crossover out of my head. Man, I wonder what, like, because we know that the Earth DCU did blow up during crisis. I wonder like what everyone was up to when that happened, and then came back.
I like that Silas covers up for
Yeah,
Victor here.
and like all they need is just to look at each other in the eye and like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I understand. I don't know what you guys are doing, but you need the cover. The Nightmare Future Glimpse is probably one of my favorite parts in the movies. It's still at it. Yeah, I mean, oh my god, if we had gotten sequels and we had seen more of the Nightmare Future, like, because one, I want to see how that Barry suit gets put, how that Flash suit gets put together. I want to see who dies and like how they get to that moment in the end of this film.
I think, from what I understand, the next film after this one would have been like a Nightmare film. There were so many Star Labs employees that went outside. There were a lot of people in there.
Although if this film had been filmed this year, there's
an open pod. Who could that have been?
Yeah. What blonde girl that jumped out of it and just like lived on Earth for 20,000 years?
Sure wish I got to see that story. If only we could have gotten a Zack Snyder Supergirl movie. That would have been so good.
That episode of Super Radio would have been amazing just to hear you talk about the announcement. Like, I think Morgan would be like, she would be sitting there 20 minutes, like, patiently while you're talking and excited. And she's like, yeah, that is great. And so what do we do about it? And then Rebecca goes on 20 more minutes. Like, but who knows? It's not too late. They still haven't found a director for the supposed Supergirl movie. So,
I doubt Zack Snyder goes back.
Yeah. And, good for him. He has.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Lois.
I like getting to see her in these moments, though, because it definitely feels like, she's going through this by herself. Like she has lost someone in her life.
Anyone says that Amy Adams cannot act and that she's a bad Lois and that it's getting development, you need to watch this film and see Lois Lane going through basically 5 stages of grief.
Well, she's definitely in mourning for sure.
Yeah. But God forbid, Snyder caters are not allowed to have emotions according to some naysayers.
I love that picture of the two of them.
Henry Clark is a perfect selfie photographer.
It's such a cute picture.
I'm excited for fandom. Not gonna lie, curious what they will reveal. Well, you will see.
She's got her Lois Lane Daily Planet press pass in there, realizing she needs to get back to work. And then, maybe I should take this pregnancy test, maybe.
Yeah, like, it's 11 p.m. in the evening. Don't you have that press badge that she has?
I have like a fan-made Daily Planet Lois Lane Amy Adams press thing, but it's not like the real deal. It's just like a little thing I bought at a convention. I like the use of Jonathan Kent in the picture there.
Yeah,
Clark's dead body. That's how I knew kind of how this sequence was mostly Zack Snyder, because Joss Whedon wouldn't have put that touch in there.
I don't think he even saw the first movie. He'd be like, who's that?
I had a feeling that was Zack Snyder.
Okay, the props department deserves some major shout out because these model parks are they're really pretty.
Yeah, they are pretty.
It's been more than 9 months since the end of BVS. I don't think she's pregnant. BVS took place in late 2015. Jail takes in 2017. Didn't Zach come out and say something about that?
Yeah, I don't know. How did we know it was 9 months?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. We know that by the end of the movie, she is pregnant because we will see what she's holding.
Right, right. Yeah, I think if they reference it at the end, we can
Oh,
confirm that she was pregnant.
Zach wasn't sitting in the coffee shop this
Well,
time.
I mean, he can't always be in the coffee shop.
Although, how funny would it be if like Lois had a routine and he had a routine, and they always just keep like go past each other, but they never talk. Yeah, Barry is living energy sometimes. That's insane.
So you think this is pretty in line with the Flash's abilities that he could
Oh, don't get
just
me
be a
wrong.
charge?
Zach nailed his powers, and you know, he got to do things in this film that's something something there. He doesn't do anything new that Grant Gustin's Barry doesn't get to do, but he gets to do things that I miss seeing about Grant's Barry for quite some time. Aw, Officer Jimmy Olsen. That's all. I don't even know what his
I
name is.
love getting to see a Jimmy Olsen with the Lois Lane. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
It's such a good little moment there. And they had several moments, a couple of moments in this film. And I like even on this day when they resurrect Clark, she's still going to his memorial in Heroes Park.
Yeah. Well, she was getting ready to get back to work. What happened to Kellex?
I think there is a Kellex type droid or robot in the scout ship. But the initial Kellex, I assume, blew up with Krypton because he was there with Lady Lara as she died. But they may have had those kinds of machines in all the scout ships.
This ship is begging me not to take action. Oh my god, I could use that scene as a GIF against so many shippers when like, hey, be nice. Your ship is telling you not to take negative action. Okay, lady, we get it. Stop repeating.
He's like, really, don't do it. Stop what you're doing. Stop.
here
This
we
is
go.
bad. Don't do it.
Into the future.
I mean, that is bad. That does seem like a bad thing that is happening. The anti-life equation is
on the pro. Now that is definitely something that I'm happy they made a Funko. Oh my god, Diana is dead.
Diana is dead. Wonder Woman died.
What does coins on your eyes mean?
So a long time ago in ancient times, from what I understand, they would put nowadays, this is gruesome, but nowadays when people die, the morgue, or not the morgue people, but the people at like the mortuaries, they will stitch up the eyelids to close them so they'll stay closed. But back in ancient days, they used to put like coins and things like that on top of their eyelids.
Okay.
So I think that's what's the reference to that.
And Darkseid is just able to breathe underwater.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, look closely, Rebecca. Look close. We're about to see. I don't know if you picked up on this the first time, or Rebecca, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It is. Ooh, that is gruesome. Yeah, they basically just reused a shot from Man of Steel, but they made it work though, I think.
Wait, what?
That's that shot with Darkseid on his hand.
And there's Kilowog. There's Green Lantern Kilowog on the ground.
There's a lot of things in there. Yeah, when he's crying and Darkseid puts his hand on him, that's from Man of Steel. That's from the end of Man of Steel.
Oh, I didn't know
after he kills Zod.
No, he said no. Run, Barry, run.
There's a little purple in that mother box too. Why? I feel like maybe something's wrong with my eyesight.
No. I saw purple too. No, you're good.
Am I just seeing purple coloring where there's no purple? I mean, there's a little purple coloring on the mother box.
Rebecca, look what Soda just wrote. Diana missing an arm in that shot too. What?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I didn't notice that.
I don't know. I don't even know if I want to. Oh.
Well, we can't rewind at the moment because we're.
Otherwise, Ezra running so gracefully is just.
There's a little bit of that At the Speed of Force track in here.
I
I like
know.
that. Ugh,
I
that
was
music's
listen
so
I
good.
was listening to it while I was riding my bike today, and like I started crying. And, like a kid watched me was like, "Sir, are you okay?" I'm like, "No."
No, I'm not emotionally okay. I
I
like
just
the little
yeah,
quiver of Barry's lips as he goes through this
yeah.
time.
I mean, I want Barry to still be a little weary of his powers.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I mean, he's pretty knowledgeable of it, but he hasn't mastered everything yet.
The Flash with the pointy finger in this movie is just like he gives us, he points a sword up to Diana. He brings
Yep.
Superman back. Poor Barry.
Oh, I love that line. The future has taken root in the present. What a good line.
Yeah. Oof. And here we
See,
and you
even
know
that water shooting up to me is like a rebirth. It's like a
it's very it's very much.
baptism, and like Superman is being rebirthed at this moment. So
Although I
that
remember
visual is really important.
when we saw the trailer for the first time, Rebecca made a speculation that she was spot on. When Lois turned around and her hair kind of like blew in the wind, like that was her seeing Clark, because Rebecca was like, "No, that is Andy, that is Lois seeing Clark being brought back." I'm like, "We will see," and she was right. Boy, put down your gun. Jimmy, we don't have time for this. Go get your camera. And then go become Guardian, then become, form the Legion Cosmic, News Legion boy. What? Sorry.
The Newsboy Legion. Or the Newsboy Army. They're sometimes called the Newsboy Army. Originally Newsboy Legion.
Can you imagine coming back and seeing that? Oh my god, I died.
Yeah, and he still doesn't really fully, I don't think, understand what has happened to him.
Darkseid was going to rip Diana's arm off in his plans for the Justice League sequel. See, if those sequels do ever happen, I don't think everything we've seen in those storyboards are going to happen. I think it's a draft at this point. What that could have
Yeah,
been.
I think some things got changed, especially like the Bruce and Lois stuff. That got changed. But I think they would still retain some of those elements. Some of it would have to change based on what they did with this film. I do like that the Justice League like comes together for the very first time at Heroes Park. Ugh, I love that. It's so majestic that they would all meet at Heroes Park.
Look how Barry like carefully he goes into a smile and be like, "Oh my god, he's finally back."
Well, I think Barry like is a fan of Superman.
He's
a Superman fanboy.
Okay,
Look at that little goofy smile. Even as a skeleton, you can see he's smiling.
Yeah, girl, he ain't alright.
It does make sense to me now why Victor's like self-defense mechanism would be kicking in after he sees like all the nightmare stuff
and ignores not one but 3 warnings.
Yeah, now when you think of, like, when I think about it anyway, it makes more sense.
Well, I wonder what he shot, what that gas was that he shot at him. Like, no, not in the shot, in the following scene, the blue liquid thingy.
I like the shield there. Victor like made a shield.
Also, why did so many people make fun of Gal Gadot when she said Kal-El no in this scene?
Well,
Like, that is his name,
well,
isn't it?
she didn't say it like a normal person would. She sort of says it Kal-El, which Laura Vandervoort said Kal-El sometimes on Smallville when she was Kara Kent. So it happens sometimes.
What is that blue spray? He's like,
I don't know.
I know I'm fresh. He's like, bruh, I know I'm fresh. I don't need any aftershave.
I think it's just like a stunning, like he's stunning Superman, just like.
Well, good to know that good to know that Cyborg is has a liquid in his system that he can. Okay, I hear it now. There's
the lamentation.
But but it's like with Kara, like, some people say Kara, some people say Kara, and some people,
Yeah, and I guess it makes sense. I love this shot here where all the Justice
yeah.
League members are like trying to get him.
Okay, now
So
I see little
good.
purple on Cyborg's like blasters.
This is probably, I think, one of my favorite moments in the film.
It's incredible. So, oh my god.
Kryptonians are just as
I
fast as
I will admit,
speedsters.
I did laugh up like a crazy person in the theater when I saw it the first time because I'm like that. I mean, how would you react if you think that I'm the fastest person on this planet, and then Clark is like, "Hold my beer for a second," and then just. And see again, they let super speed be different in this
Yeah.
film.
And I like that, like, you can still see Wonder Woman just hovering there in the air. She's only moved as far as she's gonna move. They've taken into account like where everybody would be. Even in the theatrical cut, I knew this was a Zack Snyder sequence.
Yeah, it was just music that was so wrong.
Yeah.
And like, I love Danny Elfman, but it's like, dude, make some new material. Don't rip off other things that you've already done and what other people have done.
It just didn't fit the universe.
Mm-mm.
I'm glad these military guys get out before stuff starts blowing up. Oh, don't die, Jimmy Olsen.
We've already seen one Jimmy die in this universe. Imagine he gets killed off, and then in the second Justice League, Carbrook shows up. He's like, "Hi," dies, and then in the third one, Aaron Ashmore shows
Aaron
up.
Ashmore, yeah.
Yeah, and then he dies too. And
it's
Zack
just
like,
killing Jimmy Olsen's.
Yeah, Zack is like, I just don't feel Jimmy.
I don't think he has a real purpose here.
Well, that's good to know. See, the arms will look so cool.
Yeah, that's another good use of the multiple arms. Henry Cavill was working on his fitness.
Now you mean you think so? You think, girl? You think he worked on his physique?
He's looking good in this sequence.
Yeah,
just saying.
Oh, see, Barry ran so fast that he vibrated through Clark's arm.
That's so cool. Wonder Woman really thought she was gonna best Superman.
Well, I mean, because she thought she was gonna fight a Superman that still had like his humanity, because this is a Superman who's like, he doesn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not holding back this version.
Yeah, so it's a miracle that he didn't even kill them. He'd be like, "I never snapped the neck before." Actually, Clark, you did. Which, by the way, that scene is still one of the most powerful superhero scenes I've ever seen in all of cinema.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That heat vision is so good. Do you think this Clark has solar flare vision?
That he could solar
Kara
flare
does.
So solar flare isn't necessarily a vision power. It's solar flare is when they use heat vision so much that they solar flare, and then they can't they don't have their powers for 24 hours. So he could solar flare probably if he used his powers so much.
Here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But
no, you're fine. I was over explaining solar flares.
No, but I like to know it because I don't get how that how it really works. It's like,
it's just an overuse of heat vision.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Lois steps in to save Batman, just like she did with Superman and BBS. Stopped Batman from killing Superman. She did.
Although in hindsight, knowing now that she's pregnant, I'm just like, don't put your body through so much stress, Lois.
Well, I think she's pretty confident, probably, that he's not going to hurt her.
Yeah, like, see, even Clark shivers now. Like,
I like that. There's something about her that he recognizes as familiar.
She's so damn lucky. Amy Adams is one lucky woman.
She's still wearing the ring from BVS.
Yeah, because she's committed AF.
She was like, yes, 100% yes, never taking it off. That's a good shot of Wonder Woman.
And
Just
then
kinda
and then this couple of, a billionaire and a hacker comes like, let's make it about us. No, I'm kidding. No, good lord, oh my god. Zach would have gave us a good if that this is one of the funniest moments. Barry's like, do I look over? I look over. And Arthur is just like,
He is
you
ticked. He doesn't even have to say anything.
I'm so sorry. Me every day.
That's a genuinely funny moment. It's not
Yeah.
forced. It's like that genuinely made me gutturally laugh when I
You
first
made
saw
me,
it.
what made me laugh about this scene as well is that all the fools out there were like, "There's no humor in Zack Snyder movies." Well, excuse me, he doesn't put in like 70 jokes, like a Marvel movie does.
But there are comedic moments in the film.
Yeah, you should do that as your next like video breakdown, like you did with the BBS of like how many times there's actually jokes and smiles and like humor because there is, and they're timed.
Yeah, I would love to do a montage of that someday.
Even the horns became purple when they came out, Rebecca. And see, people who said like this is the same movie. Here's one of the reasons why there is no physical way that this could be the same movie that you saw in 2017.
Yeah, because Silas Stone doesn't make it. Spoiler alert, I guess. He's so smart, though. He's so smart here to do what he
Yeah,
does. I like Steppenwolf coming through this door. It's like an
yeah.
old school monster movie.
Now, if Silas had made it out, like, because do you think he planned? Like, do you think he knew he was gonna die? Or do you think he was planning to like just put it in there and then blast it?
I think he knew he would probably die. I think he was doing whatever he could to help Victor.
Victor's like, not in my house. You will not in my house. You will come in here and just you will say please also first whole step. Oh my god, this is so heartbreaking. Oh my god.
But Silas is really smart, though. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. No, but that's why like I feel like in the end when they win, it's earned because they made right choices, they made smart choices, and there was also consequences to it. There were actually
Right.
like stakes.
And that moment when Silas dies makes the stuff with the audio recorders later in the film have a
Yeah.
lot more weight to them. So begins the end. That's another good line.
Don't you mean so begins the end?
Yes, exactly like that.
Or that's what Rob would call, Andy like sounding like a man for once. Because he makes fun of me when I make the dark voice. And I'm like, well, each your own. I just hear the Hallelujah score playing because we see in the trailer where he's like limping.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you think of Barry and Victor's friendship in this? Like their dynamic.
it makes me so angry, Walter Hamada, that we won't get to see any more of this because he cannot man up and apologize to an actor that he insulted. Because they have such great chemistry. I was dying to see more Ray and Ezra together, even in Crisis. Barry talking about like I told Victor this was possible. Like
Yeah.
Rebecca, could you imagine them brainstorming multiverse ideas? If I know you're not watching, but if you are, do something right for once and own
Yeah.
up to what you've done.
Make that right.
Yeah, because you're making us and an actor suffer because you can't apologize for doing something bad.
I really like the dynamic. I guess before this, I would never have thought about the Flash and Cyborg
Right?
teaming
'Cause-
up like this or being
you-
friends.
We think of Barry and Hal usually in
Yeah,
Justice
yeah.
League, or Oliver and Barry, which again like for all the heat I give Stephen Mullen, that is a good relationship.
Yeah,
But Victor Stone, I never saw it coming.
but I think it works, especially since they're the new members of the team. I guess Arthur is too, but
Wait. It's like, you have a satellite? Well, technically you have 5 because Zod broke one.
true.
Part 6.
Oh, so begins the end.
Something darker. I can stop if you want me to. I know that's disturbing.
I mean, it's getting in my ears a little bit.
Sorry. Oh,
I'm gonna have
apologize.
nightmares later.
But yeah, I mean, I apologize. It's a group effort. Each league member plays an important part, and all would be lost without one of them.
It's true.
Dude, like Flash time traveling, Superman being able to go toe to toe with Steppenwolf, Cyber controlling the mother boxes, and Batman being the one that brings it all together. Well, Batman and Diana actually.
I give Diana some credit. She went out there and did some recruiting too.
Clark, you're gonna get her heels altered. You couldn't just land in front of the house.
Well, they needed to have that wide shot. I like this shot of the I guess it's like a cardboard box, like the perspective of the box. I like that. What does she pull out? A flannel shirt. Because of course she does.
Clark has to have it.
That's his whole like clothing aesthetic. Every Clark Kent loves flannel. I like that it's Lois who sort of reintroduces him to the world and reminds him who he is.
Yeah, because I think even I would have been pissed off if it had been like Jonathan Spirit or Jor-El. Like, for all the good, all the great things those characters did, this needed to be Lois' story, because otherwise it would have been very depressing to see just her mourn throughout the whole film and then just be like, oh, FY, I'm pregnant, and oh yeah, you're back.
And I like that he doesn't really remember anything about Smallville or his family until he puts the flannel shirt on. Like after he puts it on, he starts to have memories of them. I like that. It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's smiling. He had a happy memory.
I thought Henry Cavill didn't smile in these movies.
I mean, that's what they say, but it's not true. That's a nice shot that pulls out to show the swing that, of course, we see young Clark swinging in a Man of Steel.
Alfred being like, what in the name of God did he bring home?
This is good. Alfred just kind of rolls with everything, which was
he's just like, I mean, we had a Robin, we had a I work for him.
Yeah, he does.
Victor's like, I don't have time. Well, Barry is just like, I love you. I love your Batcave. When Aquaman, when Jason Momoa says something is badass to you,
yeah, take that compliment.
I know we're gonna find the cup. Wait, what? It's like, could you imagine if Bruce just got so self-isolated that he just threw away all of his, like, I have one plate, one glass, one wine glass, one cup, coffee cup, whatever.
Well, it's not like they have to cut costs. I mean, surely he's still a billionaire. I could buy all the cups I want. I like seeing them all in the Batcave, though. That's cool.
Again, also something we lost. I don't even think the Flying Fox is in the 2017 film whatsoever.
It's in there a little bit, but not to the extent it is in this one. This has much more Flying Fox sequence.
Flying Fox, is that a reference to something? Like, is it Garner Fox?
A Flying Fox is actually a kind of bat. I want to say it's maybe the biggest bat, but I can't remember. But it is a kind of bat. It's a species of bat.
Victor's just determined he's ready to go.
I like seeing that they don't exactly all like agree on everything, but they just have to work it out.
Yeah, and that's the point of team building, to get through those motions and so on. Like, you don't need to do 6 films and like build up to a team up movie just so that everything is going to make sense. Like, this works too. 6 people getting to know each other, And there's no not to make fun of the because I love the first Avengers movie, and I think that format worked for them. But this works too. Like I just don't like people saying that DCU or Zack Snyder messed it up by not doing solo films for him. Like, but this, why can't? Oh wait, oh his. I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells he's never fought us, not us united.
It's a good line.
It's Chris Terrio. Like, man, let him write my eulogy or something. For God's sake, this is incredible.
Notice the red skies are gone. The skies are not red like they are in the theatrical version.
You mean like ugly red? Like that red did not look natural.
It was a little too red. This it looks like a natural kind of sky. I like the use of the butterfly there. Hints at, rebirth and second chances and flight. I like that.
Could you imagine a butterfly like putting their wing down on the ground and then like everything starts to shake and then they fly away? Like a Kryptonian butterfly, Rebecca. Imagine it. Like Henry Cavill when he put down the fist and like the ground starts shaking.
Oh yeah, that you're saying like a butterfly could do that?
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm just saying that would be epic. And Clark is like, "Whoa, can I
guess
do
it
that?"
would be kind of epic.
I remember when I first saw the trailer for this scene, like not this year, but I mean like back in 2016 to 2017. I remember many of us thinking like, "Is this a dream?" Like when he was asking about like,
I always knew it was real.
Okay,
in the trailer they cut it to make it look like Lois was having a dream, but I always kind of figured it was real.
I was thinking Jan's low. Oh, Chloe's kiss, always good.
I like that he does have that little nickname for her in these films. I don't know that another Clark calls her Lo, but I like that here.
Martha just coming home being like, "Who the hell broke into my house and over my son's, flannel shirt box?" I do wonder how she.
You got into the flannels? How dare you?
Yeah. So where did she move again? Where did she move to? I know she, Martha Manhunter said that, but Rebecca,
I think she had to downsize. It sounded like Martha was on hard times and she just couldn't keep up with the house payments, I guess, and the utilities and all that.
What's so funny about Diane Lane is that she looks so damn young. They had to they had to put like makeup, make her hair a little gray. Because like it's like when she got cast as Martha Kent, I'm like, she's too young to be Henry's mother.
Yeah, they had to age her up. But I think it works though.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to age shame or anything like that. I just like it's a funny no way. It's like I know she doesn't look like this.
Yeah. It means she's a good actress.
Yeah. How about that?
She can play any part.
If you want to see a film with her and Ben Affleck, go watch Hollywoodland.
Great film.
I hope that film got some Oscar nominations or something because that was.
I can't remember if it did.
I can't believe we didn't get the Flying Fox in like as a Funko or anything like that. That's something like with like you know.
That's true. I don't know if there were any
I think it was a Lego
toys.
I think it was a Lego piece.
Maybe.
Okay, just realized Clark Kent is going to back to work despite the newspaper media saying he died in the same time as Super. It could just make. I mean, I'm sure like if they had follow up on that, they would have probably said like, oh, like I was kidnapped or I was taken or something.
Yeah, they would have come up with an excuse.
Or Perry would be like, bruh, I know you are Superman.
Yeah,
I only gave you the sports art. I only gave you the sports assignments because I wanted to mess with you. But I know it. Like, fine, you can stop.
Yeah, you know, Perry knew. I'm convinced of it. I think Perry knew.
Yep, he sure was.
Yep,
it's a fact.
Is. True facts. Yep, Diana said it. Oh, that's a good line. The
If you
key to his heart.
if you could have Chris Terrio write any more DC movies, like for like not just League movie, but like for any other DC characters, like what kind of movie would you want him to write?
Mm. I'd have to think about that. Something very like I think he really excels at things that are really like majestic and epic. I don't know, maybe like a Swamp Thing. I think a Swamp Thing film, because Swamp Thing deals with like heaven and hell kind of metaphors.
Yeah.
I think he would do well in
Oh,
that.
that would be dope. Perry White will keep a secret. He has respect for Clark. He does. Only he just he just doesn't have enough respect for Clark to give him anything other than sports assignment. Nobody cares about Clark Kent going up against the Batman.
I
Faith
do.
Alfred. Faith.
That's such a good moment. That's like the culmination of Bruce Wayne's entire arc in the DCEU.
Yeah.
That he is a hero at the beginning. He goes towards the light, and then he falls away because he gets cynical after people in his life die or turn evil, and then he has to rediscover his faith after his encounter with Superman. I love that.
You broke the apocalypse Zoom call.
Oh, Steppenwolf. He still thought he was going to be redeemed at this point.
Yeah.
Oh.
And unlike a kitty, he does not have 9 lives.
He does not.
I'm horrible. You need to say please.
Son of a gun, he did it. Look at Hippolyta's outfit. Her costuming is so regal.
Look at the Atlanteans. Like, I mean,
yeah.
If you could choose to join one of these people, like who would you join? Like, would you want to rather be an Atlantean or an Amazon?
I mean, I think it would be cool to be able to breathe underwater and swim underwater, but there's a lot of weird stuff in the ocean.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I would be okay with Atlantis, although I would love to be able to try it. But I think probably Themyscira, because
Me
like
too.
it'd be like going to the beach every day. Like I would be into that. Just like hanging out on the beach. Seems very like a long extended vacation.
Yeah, and like no one disturbs you. You know,
Yeah.
there's no Twitter, there's no toxic social media.
I'd be able to read so many books.
Oh, I bet they had some good books.
Yeah, very historic books.
I love that Barry he made like a quip, and then he looks at Diana and smiles like, oh, okay. He is so that Flash movie is going to be amazing to watch. I mean, to look. I'm just gonna look at the poster and not go inside.
Well, it'd be nice to look at. It'll be pretty, the special effects and stuff.
I think this is more of a question to Rebecca. Did they ever reference Barbara Gordon in the DC? Like, I'm curious of if the Batgirl movie will be set pre-BVS or post-Justice League.
No, I don't think they have referenced her previously.
I know there is. I mean, I want to be
other than Jim Gordon's existence.
I know there was that sequence in BVS where there's this redheaded girl that people said was supposed to be Barbara, but then it turned out to be Carrie.
What are you talking about?
In the nightmare sequence in BVS.
No, that was never. That's not who that is.
Yeah,
there's no Carrie.
But no, some people said Barbara too. Look.
Yeah, I don't think so. That was never confirmed.
I wonder if that fourth suit with the 4, like light bulbs, if that's supposed to be a nod to Brainiac or something. I wonder, like, because I just don't know why would they pack this ship with so many damn armors.
Well, the Kryptonians would have had to prepare for any kind of situation, because remember, this is the scout ship. So
Right.
the scout ship would have gone out from Krypton into the universe to scout things out. So they had to be prepared for all kinds of situations.
It's good to know that they had a spare, like, red and blue Superman costume still, like, in display, like in case our future savior dies. But this suit. Let's talk about this suit. The fact that this is not a physical black suit. They literally just changed the color digitally.
Well, did they? I can't remember now. Did they originally shoot it as the red and blue? I think they did, and then they changed
Yeah.
it black to black. Yeah,
But it looks so slick though.
it looks really good
And look like when he puts his fist up and then he starts to like elevate it,
with those voiceovers from Jonathan Kent
Yes.
and Russell Crowe as Jor-El.
Yes.
In
Russell
the
Crowe, AK.
theme.
Ooh,
This shot though, right in front of the sun though. That's
that
the shot. That's the
that is
shot.
wallpaper material. That is
Yeah,
like screen. Oh,
that's print that out and hang it up on your wall. Worthy.
I bet Ben Affleck was like, I'm so giddy to lift his trident.
It was pretty cool.
The black just makes sense to me again because he can absorb more sunlight. Well, I don't know if it has that function in the movie, but like it could
Yeah,
be.
that's not explained, but I mean it does make sense.
Yeah. Because Zack Snyder, if there's something he loves comics.
Yeah.
Also, I love like again like because I know Ezra like when he was doing research, like he was looking into like a lot of different like types of training and so like so when he's stretching and he's doing like these like chi kind of movements. I don't know what it's called, but you get the idea. Like it's a very different Barry. We can still love Grant Gustin's Barry, and we can also love Ezra's Barry. There's no reason to compete. So,
well, it probably helps him focus. It probably helps him stretch or use his physicality
well, you should
a
always
little bit.
stretch.
Yeah, I mean, you should definitely stretch if you're going to be a speedster.
Yeah,
you should always stretch.
My Barry Grant's Barry never stretches. I'm like,
he's going to get all kinds of cramps and injuries.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to like take care of him, be like, bro, husband, I told you, you need to stretch. I feel like each suit in the scout ship serves its own purpose, but yeah, it's not confirmed. Yeah, I don't know. I just with Zack, it's like he's like there's like I bet like if we confronted him, like he would have like
he would have a reason for it. Yeah. I like the idea though in the scout ship that they could just regenerate a new suit anytime they needed to. Like they would just have like an automatic thing that would just make a suit. Like that's in my head canon.
I will jump with you on that.
It just makes a suit. It just materializes.
Yeah, I mean it's advanced alien technology, so like why couldn't it? Oh, did they ruin your sandbox, Kitty? I'm going to hell for all these cat comments.
That was pretty good though.
Thank you. Litter box, I mean, not sandbox. Oh my god.
Well, yeah. Well, see, I didn't even catch it. Litter box, yeah.
Learn how to park, Ben. Yeah, I cannot believe. Oh my god, there's so many.
That's a lot of parademons.
Yeah, everyone heard that, Bruce. Everyone heard that explosion. Oh, look, he's so braggy. He's like, instead of taking the stair, I'm just gonna jump.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, which suit do you like more? Do you like the Nightmare Batman costume, the original Batfleck suit, or this one?
That's so hard. I like all of them. I like the look of the Nightmare Batman, but I think functionally, the tactical suit that he has on in this final sequence of Zack Snyder Justice League, I think it makes more sense. Like the Nightmare look is cool, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why would you put the coat over top? Anyway, I guess maybe he wore the coat to like blend in with what was going on, so it would cover up his bat
such
suit.
an iconic look, though. Like
it is an iconic look,
especially for cosplays. Like, if you can make that full costume, like at least that way, like you can wear something gray underneath, have the cowl, and then wear that. Yeah, no, I mean, Nightmare Batman is he's your bae, he's your boo.
He's my favorite Batman, but I do love the tactical suit that he's wearing.
Yeah, it's very. I
like the goggles.
Yeah, I was nervous first when I saw the first image when I did release like years ago. I was like, why? But now like it makes sense. I don't know if you ever watched. I know you probably haven't played them, but like, have you seen the Arkham games? Because that's kind of what this suit seems to be based on.
Yeah, I've seen Arkham stuff. I've never actually, because I don't have a console, so I've never played the games.
We gotta
But I
change that, girl. We gotta
I
change it.
I would spend a lot of time playing the Arkham games, probably.
Yeah, they're like very detailed. Like it's like a Google Doc, but it's a video game. You have to pay attention to everything. Um, I mean, but I will say one thing that you and I have in common: we've both been near the Batmobile.
Yes, I was pictured with the Batmobile before Batman v Superman came out. I went to the WB studio tour in Los Angeles, and they had the Ben Affleck Batmobile, and so I took my picture with
Yeah,
it.
my encounter with it was at San Diego Comic-Con, I think the year before the film came out, when
Was that
BBS
what was that when
yeah,
Zack Snyder came in the Batmobile?
that and also, like, they had it somewhere, I think I could see it.
Oh, they probably just, like, had it
They
sitting
had
out somewhere.
photos of it, yeah, and, like, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I would so get a library rights if I could get the car.
Oh, slow motion
Oh,
lamentation.
it's like
That's what I'm talking about.
Zack Snyder is feeding us very well. Like
Yes.
we've been eating well with
Yeah.
this movie.
Oh, this is about to be, like, the best part, though.
Yeah. And I'm glad the roof was destroyed so you could see all of them. So you could see
Oh, that shot with all of them.
Yeah, oh,
That's
so
good.
sick.
That's good.
Maybe also cinematography would be a good Academy Award nomination for
Yeah,
this
I
film.
think so. I
Yeah,
think
because
we
I was like
maybe
I'm like a fourth category because I know we
Wait,
both
how
like
many did we have? We had an actor, we had a director, we had score, effects,
visual.
and
We didn't agree on.
peop
We both agreed that we love Chris Terrio, but maybe not an Academy Award nomination for this film in
not
first
for
place.
this one. I would do it for BBS, but I think Fabian Wagner or Wagner, however he says his name, I think he would be a good one to give a nomination for.
I would also probably give Michael Wilkinson
Oh
a
yeah,
BFA
for
for the
costuming,
design.
yeah, for sure.
Because then he went on to woohoo. Oh, Jason Momoa was Aquaman. What an inspired casting.
Yeah. Unbothered as he comes out of that building.
Yeah, he just like flips his
Just
hair.
hair
He's like,
flip. That's a cool shot where
oh.
Cyborg flips. I forget what that's called, like some kind of roll. I forget that has a name to it.
Yeah, I forget it all the time because I remember there's a favorite shot of Supergirl when Kara like flies around. Like it's in season 1, aka the best season.
Yeah.
When she flies around in actual city, like kind of like it's episode 2 or 3 where she like does the same thing like Ray did, Victor
Yeah,
did.
that's cool.
No, not the bit. Oh.
I will
He was
say
so cute.
the ejection seat does look a little silly. I have to say that. But I mean, he would have had to have ejected himself from the
Yeah, or I mean,
vehicle.
Diana could have been a good wife and just saved him and be
I
like, "I
mean,
got
well,
you."
she did protect him with a shield for a
That's
little bit
true.
there.
But she couldn't have flown and just like, "I got you. Let me pick you up." And like he's like, "Don't pick me up. I don't. I would look silly."
I mean, she could fly by this time
Oh,
in the timeline.
triple double kill.
That's too scary. That's too much for a children's movie.
Well, then don't get.
That's
Well,
what WB said.
yeah. Well, parents, here's what you do: you don't get children, and then you watch this movie.
That's true. You
No, I'm
just
kidding. No,
don't. You
that's
just
brutal.
well,
Don't bring your
you
children.
just don't take your children to see a more
Yes,
mature
yes.
film.
He's running in through the speed force is around him. Yes. Also, Batman does not kill. So you'd rather let these parademons just eat him up? Is that what you want? People who
Yeah,
like,
I think he has every right to defend himself. I like this little moment between Batman and Wonder Woman. It's
He's
like an
like,
unspoken something or other there.
no, here's in my mind, Diana did, "You're so hot," and Bruce is like, "You too." I ship Wonder Bat.
I mean, maybe it was just like a recognition that there was a bomb that was maybe going to go off. That was such a nice landing by Superman.
Well, he's a majestic character, and he
respected the fact that this was like Bruce's house.
yeah,
He
and also
wasn't gonna mess it up.
Alfred is probably like in his 60s, and like I should probably respect that man's old heart.
Let's not give him a heart attack.
I remember this was something that he put on the Blu-ray DVD release for the theatrical cut, but I'm just like, Warner Bros., what are you trying to do? You're trying so hard. It's like you're like a bad prom date.
Look at Steppenwolf's eyes.
That's an angry blue kitty.
Rare.
And Harper is just so chill. He's just like, yeah, YOLO, what's up, man? This is kind of what I imagine Dinah's canary cry to look like when in Birds of Prey ended up being different.
Yeah, I like that Arthur's that effect with the trident or the quindent. I think there's the lamentation. It's sort of the effect the effect looks kind of like a wave, which I think is kind
Yeah.
of cool.
Although I wonder if, like, in real life, it would look like a wave to us, or if it's like they're just showing it for us as an audience member.
But maybe you can't actually see it. Like,
Yeah, because I feel like it would just be sound, really. Like if you like, I
oh,
mean,
possibly, yeah. God, that axe is so powerful.
I wonder if that's like an actual prop they built, or if it's like it's he's holding just a green staff.
Yeah,
and
it's probably something like that, I imagine. That's such a cool shot.
and that flip and the
Lamentation.
lamentation. Oh.
Well, and I like the connection too when they connect and like it's all golden. It's beautiful.
Run, Barry, run.
So is that the Speed Force he's in right now? Like when he's
I think he's building Speed Force energy around them, because if he was in the Speed Force, we wouldn't see him.
okay.
But I think it's generating Speed Force waves around him, because at least the way I read in the comments and on the TV show, Barry has to go into the Speed Force to tap it. Like he can tap into the Speed Force to get more powerful. But if he wants to go into the Speed Force, you won't see him. The Speed Force is like its own existential thing.
Okay.
I'm sure some comic person will come and yell at me. I'm like, I'm sure I had it wrong. Oh my gosh, more arms. Now it's 4. Before it
Just
was 2.
all arms.
Oh, Diana with the combos.
Boom.
Can you imagine? Can you believe that we've come so far in technology that all of this is filmed inside a little studio room with green screen?
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to fly to some big location.
Yeah, you didn't have to build a set. They might have built a little bit.
Arthur's just like, we got this. And also, let's think about it this way. There's a moment between, yeah, come on, Victor. Barry can't keep going all day. He's only had 1 pizza.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. In the movie, Diana and Arthur talk about like how they're people, they don't like each other. But this movie opens the door for that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sure his back is fine, but you do not get to mess up his hair, Steppenwolf.
No.
I love that we see multiple berries. Like,
yeah, it's so fast.
Yeah, like again, like there's.
He's working so hard. Barry is working so hard.
Well, I mean, if he had kept going, he would have literally vaporized. I mean, that's the dangerous thing with any speedster. If you really want to push yourself to the ultimate limits, there's a price to be paid.
Is that what happens in Crisis?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember exactly the Flash stuff.
It's good. You keep up with Kryptonians, I keep up with speedsters.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just pay attention to the Supergirl.
But we
stuff.
we should do a quiz one day on each other to see like how much, like I will quiz you on Kryptonian stuff, you quiz me on speedster stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I would fail. I'd be a miserable failure. You would know more than I would. I don't know that I like the not impressed line. I know a lot of people do.
Ooh, freeze breath. I am listening. Sorry, I'm trying not to be
it's fine. I think he could have said something else, or he didn't have to say anything at all. I think the not impressed line is. He
could have just winked at him, or like I mean, if I had written that scene, I would be like, Henry, just pout with your lips, being like, "Mwah, hi, hey, babe."
That's one way to enter a scene. I just don't think he had to say anything. Like, why is he saying not
Hans
impressed? I don't know.
Zimmer being honored
I do
here.
like this shot with the claw going across his face, though.
I will say too, killer soundtrack. Yeah, Junkie XL. Also, what a cool name, Junkie XL. Just say girl. Just say Superman. It does not work for you.
Well, Diana, I think in the comics has always kind of leaned into his Kryptonian heritage, so it makes sense. I like that they're tag teaming. They're like
Yeah.
passing him off.
Oof, he's flying so majestically.
I love that shot. Him,
But he wasn't smiling though. He, that's not Superman.
yeah,
But
but
like,
he got to punch Steppenwolf in midair. That was awesome.
and it's a little nod to Man of Steel when he triple punches Zod.
Yeah.
He burns his ear off.
Well, I guess that's one way to keep him down. It's a good way. It's good use of heat vision.
That was one clever parody, and he's just like,
yeah, he's a good shot.
Oh, yeah. I know so many people laugh at Barry's like breeding attack here, but it's like, guys, what do you think was gonna happen?
He was going at such a fast speed.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, there you go. There's the payoff Rebecca talked about before.
Yeah, that's kind of setting up the idea that he can be hurt.
Yeah, and in this case, this will take a little longer because I think he got when he got shot. I think he also got hit by his liver, his kidney, which also needs to heal. Then, the Speed Force is incredible, but it also.
Barry's like, "Give me a second. Give me a second."
But you can see it's like not rapidly, but it is healing. Oof.
Yeah.
That's that shot of Henry with the heat vision. That was the one where like you and I did our live thing, and I freaked out. And boom tube! Look at how beautiful! Like it looks. If I wasn't in this movie, I would be fooled, me like, oh, the light is calling to me. Hi, Steppenwolf.
It's granny goodness and Desaad. It's awesome.
All you needed was just one old dude next to them that was Glorious Godfrey, and then you would have had all the prophets.
That would be cool. They didn't have to go so hard with granny goodness, but they did, and I appreciate that.
I just wonder who was. Yeah, I mean, no, it was CGI. She wasn't there at all. I think.
Yeah,
because Ray said to us, Ray reported to us that when he filmed that day, there was no woman there next to them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try so hard not to cry now because this scene, and let me explain to all you watching. Imagine watching a screener for a film you waited for years, and then you don't know what's gonna happen. You know there's time travel involved, and then you get everything a Flash fan would want. There's no way I could just be a critic in that moment. I sobbed that entire night. Because we got the finished score, we've got the finished effect. Like, this is exactly what it looked like on my screener.
So what is it for you that makes this so impactful, do you think?
Barry Allen is just like you and I. He's human. He's given this gift to run faster than anyone in the entire universe, and he has gone through so much trauma, so much pain. He still couldn't get his dad out of prison. He's now fighting in a war that he was not prepared for. But he's still willing to sacrifice himself because he was like the thing he says here, like I was one of the best. Your kid was one of the best of the best. That was his farewell to his father, and the fact that he is so powerful that he can rebuild the world. And like we look at that. It's like each step is supposed to be a big bang, and so that's the emotional connection for me. Practically speaking, I love the Flash TV show, but it's like it is so frustrating we haven't had some of these time travel stories in a long time. We had in season 7, of course, but like this, we haven't seen in a while.
I like that you mentioned that he's rebuilding the world. I think that's such a cool way to look at that because that is what he's doing. And that makes the Flash one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe. And I'm glad he gets such an epic moment here.
Oh damn. Oh. I'm the worst commentator all the time, but like, listen, that scene is just.
Sometimes you just gotta let it play out. And I like that we're getting to go, like, everything is going back to where we were, and we're getting to see him change it right where he touches Cyborg.
Yeah, Flash basically rebuilds the world and overcomes its insecurity, as Silhouette Animator says in the comment. Yeah, that's like, this is like, I wrote it in an article for Screener that this is Barry's coming of age story.
Yeah.
Like, he's still, I mean, he isn't like fully, like super serious by the end of the film, but it's like he's not just that nerdy little kid anymore. Like, he's, you know, he's the Flash now. Oof.
And I like that sequence. You could, like, another film would probably have ended it there, like, "Oh, we saved the world. Let's go
Yeah.
get some shawarma," or whatever. But this goes into this goes into
No shade, Rebecca, right? No shade.
I don't know what you're talking about. But it goes from the, like, saving the world with the time travel, and then it segues into this other emotional bit, but it's very seamless. It doesn't, have to dip to black
It's
or anything.
organic.
It's organic, and it seamlessly goes into this next section where Cyborg has to work out some of his stuff.
Yeah, it was important that both Barry, Victor, and Arthur, in many regards, as the newbies,
Yeah.
had these major. I feel Aquaman gets a little, not sidetracked. I think they save him more for the Aquaman movie.
Yeah.
But like, oof, yeah. I love what a great nod to the fact that there is like probably 3 mothers in those boxes, because there's the long
Yeah.
gray hair and. Thank you for asking me about that, about the flashing, because I've been again, it has such a big renaissance, reasoning for me.
Yeah, well, it's such a big moment in the film. Steppenwolf is like, "My head hurts so much."
But he can't hear himself think because he's lost an ear or a horn. Right? I don't know where the ears are supposed to. Oh, Arthur's just like, I'm done. I don't have time for you anymore. But it's like, yeah, I imagine like that's like, has there ever been a moment where something? Has there ever been a moment with Supergirl, for example, like the character in comics or in TV show, where like it just gets you so much because like it captured everything that you love so much about that character?
Well, yeah, I mean, just, I know this is not relevant to Zack Snyder's Justice League, but the end of season 2 of Supergirl, when Kara has to give Mon-El her mother's necklace and has to say goodbye to him and send him away, that's one of my favorite Supergirl moments of all time.
Steppenwolf got stepped on.
He got stepped.
We're horrible people. We again, no dialogue. I'm so happy. This Clark.
Yeah,
is like,
you don't even have to say anything in this moment.
Clark is
Just
like,
let them stare each other down.
Clark says, "I am not impressed."
Darkseid is so mad. Look at him pouting.
Steppenwolf is so petty. The Zod is so shady. He's just like, "I told you so."
Desaad is not crying over Steppenwolf's death.
No, the Zod is that shot of John Krasinski from The Office, just like standing behind like a window, and you see him just like. No, but like that's the thing. Like, and I hope this is a good thing for people who are watching to understand that. Yes, so many of us, we are, we work in this industry. We are journalists, we're content creators, whatever, and so on. But also at the end of the day, we're fans just like you guys. Like, these characters are characters that mean the world to us. So, whether it is Kara sacrificing her love, a chance to be happy and be with her, love of her life, or if it's Barry, like literally rebuilding the world at the risk of sacrificing himself, because he went into that. Yeah, so it's like, and that's what we need to see more of and celebrate more of. We shouldn't be pitting against, like, oh well, this Superman is better than that Superman. Oh, this costume is better than the TV show.
You can like them all. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I like this moment with Superman and Batman because, in the previous movie, the previous film, they were kind of fighting a little bit. Now they seem to be
A little bit.
a
He
little bit. I
grabbed him
mean,
by the cheek,
they
and
had
he's
a
like,
little
"But does the
skirmish.
world need you?
But
Tell me."
here
I'm not gonna say it.
they're teammates, you know.
And look at Barry and Victor.
He had a little fist bump. I love that. They're all so majestic.
And there are no stupid flowers and, like, not that there's anything wrong with flowers, but I'm just like, this looks again, yeah.
I remember seeing this for the first time being like, "Oh, this is very different. This changes the context of the scene."
Yeah, exactly.
I just love that Zack Snyder cares so much about these characters that he gives them all a big heroic moment here.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me because I
They
don't
don't
like it
always
when
get
these
that.
I don't like when these characters are treated like goofy cartoons. Like these are awesome characters. They're heroic and they should be celebrated like this.
Exactly. I mean, listen, Zack Snyder would do wonders with Vita, the Kryptonian witch. Even for her stupidness, like, trust me, that's how much he cares. No,
Yeah, yeah.
this is beautiful.
Vita the witch on Supergirl.
I could
She's
not
not
stop
smart.
laughing.
She's
I
not
could
smart.
Yeah, this is just what an incredible way to end this, like, their adventure. And again, like you said, rather just, time travel, like, everything is fine now, shawarma time, and we actually get, you know full-on invasion is a last resort for Darkseid when worlds do pose a threat to him. Kind of like what Young Justice is setting up. Sure.
I'm so behind on Young Justice. I gotta catch up.
I need to rewatch season 3 because I don't remember much of it. I love Young Justice, but, like, this is why I don't like big hiatuses. Ugh. Gotta have a Sony tape recorder.
It's a product placement. Make that money.
Make that dope. Make that bank. Whatever kids are saying these days, I don't know.
I don't know what they're saying.
I'm about to turn 50, so it's like, what would I know? Aw. He had a dog. Well, where's the dog? Where's Victor's dog? Also, Victor, like Clark, he's a good selfie taker.
I like that this voiceover from Silas it's about Victor and his relationship with Victor, but it also applies to all of them.
You know why that is?
Because it's good writing.
Yeah, because Chris Terrio knows how to write AF. See, I am good at self-censoring now.
It's actually funnier if you say AF.
Yeah, isn't it? Like, it is so funny. It's funny. It's a funny whenever I self-edited myself on Supergirl Radio. Then, like, when I listen to the finished version, I'm like, well, I didn't even. Why did Rebecca bleep? No, those are funny as heck.
I wonder what Arthur's doing. Is he just hitching a ride with that guy, or is he actually going to help him out with his fishing stuff? I don't know.
Probably both. I just see, this is where it gets mumbled for me because I'm just like, I don't see how the SnyderCut could in any way lead into Aquaman now at this point. That's why I'm like, I'm happy that it is kind of like Earth, its own Earth now. Oh, and we're about to get a little Easter egg. Director of nanotechnology.
I wonder what that could mean. That seems important.
Probably not a big deal.
Oh, that was pretty good though. That was good.
Only for you, Rebecca. Only for you.
I like that. That was good. Boy, they really need to fix up this thing with the chandelier. That chandelier was all the way on the floor.
That looked so antique. I'm like, that could have been worth so much money if they hadn't just, like, all of the. Oh my god, my mother would be so triggered by this because she loves antique, and she would be like, "What is Bruce's problem? All of this is like has so much value, but room for
he
more."
just let it go to waste.
Hall of Justice.
So pretty though.
So this was the Old Way Manor, but
yes.
What was that big room there? Was that supposed to be like the living room?
I guess it was like a dining room or a ballroom or something. I don't know what rich people have. We don't have rooms like that in my house.
Me neither. We're just two regular people.
Just regular Joe Schmoes. We are
with an amazing podcast.
With awesome podcasts.
Oh, Rebecca, I just remember we're not going to see him in the Flash movie either.
I know. Didn't they recast him? It's unfortunate.
He's got his foot in the door. I wish Zach would post that letter. Like, I would love to see like his acceptance letter to his like first serious job.
Yeah, that's somewhere. They I wonder if when the Flash movie comes out, if WB will do like a tour of Flash stuff and have the costume on display and have
Too much
things like.
faith in them, Rebecca. Too much faith.
Well, I mean, they've been doing that with like Wonder Woman and Aquaman, so they'll probably have a little
Well, they made
exhibit
us
for
wait 7
the
years
Flash.
for a Flash movie, so who knows what they will do.
Oh,
look,
there's the bassinet, yeah.
Can you imagine just being like you get to be hot as Bruce Wayne. You get to be rich, where you can like I just bought the bank.
That would be nice to never have to
See,
worry about money.
did that not say 2016 on Victor's tombstone that he died?
Well,
in 2016?
now I can't go back and look at it because
Yeah.
we'll have to look at that later. But
And God, Rave deserved his own movie or his own.
yeah, I wish we could get more
What
of a
if
cyborg.
Vivian Wade becomes post Flashpoint Cyborg? What makes you say we're going through Flashpoint? And secondly, no, Vivian Wade is busy with Doom Patrol, and the movies they have Ray Fisher, and if they knew better, they would apologize and give him his own movie TV show. Oh, look at that, Rebecca. Look at that.
It's so good. Dark Knight Returns fans are like, yeah. I love the lights on the vehicle too.
That is dope. Because my microphone was blocking exactly the lights. I'm just like,
I love the shot behind Diana looking over with the sun coming in. Oh, that's so pretty.
She's like, this arrow.
That's all I have of the mascara now.
Oh my God, this.
So what's your take on the running here? Because it looks so much better than in the theatrical cut.
Because this movie was directed by a director, not by a trash asshole like that other guy.
They actually used it to the intended effect in here.
Yeah.
Like it looks silly in the theatrical cut, but the way they used it here was good.
Yeah, because that boy is not a filmmaker. He's a piece of trash can that was just given a little look.
I mean...
And if any of his lawyers wants to come after me, I dare you.
That's just your opinion.
Oh, yes.
It's a good shirt rip.
I love a good shirt rip.
Do you think if this had been in theaters, if this would have been like a post-credit sequence with or no, I think it was actually supposed to be part. I think it was supposed to be part of the film.
I think if it had been in the theater, I think this would have been mid-credits, and what we're about to see afterwards would be post.
So you think the nightmare sequence would be a post-credit?
Yes, but that would keep people see that.
Yeah. Because in the theatrical cut, they did use Deathstroke as a post-credit sequence, but I think it was supposed to be maybe kind of in the story of the film. I don't know.
Although in what world? I mean, also by saying that we're talking about a world where, like, would we get a 4-hour cut, or would this?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if anything, maybe not that Zack deserved to go through all this pain, but if there had been a streaming service back in 2016, this movie would have benefited being on a streaming service rather than on. But also, like, oh God, that laugh is so creepy.
I like that he says something like, Luther, stop joking around. It was very much a Joker reference, which I appreciate.
I do appreciate, though, that you read Dark Knight Returns, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a while since I've read it all the way through.
Here. But here they renamed it to Arkham Home for the Emotionally Troubled instead of saying Arkham Asylum. It's a very powerful message about mental health. It's also, I don't know if it's an intended nod to Zack's daughter, but it's like,
I mean, it could be, yeah.
But mental health
is an interesting point.
Mental health is important. Take care of yourself. You need to talk to someone. Help. There is help. I'm going through it right now. I'm asking for help, and there's nothing wrong with it. And so I'm glad, Arkham Asylum. It's good that they renamed it to Arkham.
Well, they do try to help people over there.
Yeah,
they don't succeed very much.
No, I mean they need,
but they try. Sometimes their employees go a little mad and become Joker's girlfriend, but it's okay. It's very rare.
I don't like Lex's suit.
I love it. I love his whole vibe here. He's like got the female bodyguards. He's got a pool in the yacht. I'm loving it. I'd hang out with this Lex Luthor.
I just think that the suit is a little too
You think it's a little?
To Gene Hackman.
I mean, maybe, but I think that's maybe what they were kind of going
Here's
for.
our Silver Fox Slade Wilson, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
he's like the perfect Deathstroke.
Yeah, you don't waste his time. You know, if Mercy wasn't dead, she could have stood there too.
Yeah, Mercy was like a prototype for these ladies here.
Fun
I don't think they could take Deathstroke though. I
No,
think if they
good lord,
got in
no.
a fight with Deathstroke, I think he would take them. But
Bro. So, who would be the perfect Lena Luthor to Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor if you could cast?
I'd have to think on that more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cliffhanger for next time. We're gonna do something live.
Okay, I'll consider it.
So who had Slade? Who had Batman supposedly killed? Was it Jericho, Rose, Joey? I mean, I know Grant.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be any of them.
Oh well, like where are we now, Rebecca?
I think we're in the nightmare world, and it's awesome.
I mean, awesome for us to watch, not awesome to be.
I mean,
in.
not I wouldn't want to live in the nightmare world, but
I wonder what the time gap is here. Like, is it directly a year later, or is it like there's your guy, there's your man
well,
in the
because
coat?
yes, Nightmare Batman, so good. I think the premise of it is that I think that Darkseid comes into the Batcave, kills Lois Lane, who's pregnant at the time. So I guess the start of the nightmare world would have been like when she was still pregnant.
Yeah.
So I guess it would have been within the year, I guess, when everything starts. I don't know when this is taking place.
Yeah, because Justice League 1 and 2 was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be filmed back to back originally. Let the British accent go away.
Oh, I love it. I don't know. I don't care what
y'all
y'all say. I like the British accent. Gives her something different.
Now, this scene was filmed this year.
Yeah.
From my understanding, yeah.
I think this was new.
And think of what an incredible acting chemistry you must have at your disposal if you can have Jared Leto and Ben Affleck not even to sit in the same room acting so well opposite whoever was the stand-in, and to get the result we got. Like, because apparently Ben was filming something else.
Yeah, because they had to do like COVID regulations, I think. This was like early on, I think, in the COVID-19 stuff.
My little fish stick. My little fish stick. Oh my god. Nightmare is 5 years after Justice League. Zack also confirmed it. Okay, well, there we go. So this could be, I think this has to be towards the end of the Nightmare.
Wait, no, this couldn't have been COVID. No,
Yeah,
it was,
'cause-
it was. It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when they would have shot this.
From what I remember, it was January or February, I think, or like late last year. It was because I remember because when they started announcing that they were doing, and I'm going to use the R word, reshoots, which everyone seems to get triggered by when it comes to a DC movie. They said that all these actors are going to be in that, and then Jared Leto got announced. Yeah, and maybe it was because he couldn't. Oh, good lord, he looks so scary.
Well, Zack Snyder used the Dream Lens here, which he used for Army of the Dead. He liked it for Army of the Dead so much that he used it a little bit here. I think it works for the nightmare sequence, though.
It does. I agree.
The really racked out focus.
I'm your best.
I don't like the reach around line. I would have maybe taken that out, but
I don't understand what that even means.
It's a sexual thing, I think. But
yeah, okay, I can agree with you with that.
But I think Zack Snyder's justification for that was like that's something the Joker would say. And that's probably true. Yeah. But me personally, for my taste, I probably would have taken it out.
The Reachers were a way around Green Lantern, I think, to set up a more hopeful ending with Martian Manhunter. The Green Lantern scene.
Oh, that would be so cool to see. I wish we could see
I mean,
that.
that suit looks so good. I mean, if that is what that suit was going to look like, my God, be the bigger man. I know I'm not supposed to laugh, but the first time I could not stop laughing at
Well,
that.
the Joker has always been kind of like that. Like he's awful and he's homicidal, but he's also kind of funny. Like I think there's the dark humor to
Yeah.
the Joker that's in most of his interpretations.
Watch as someone will take this clip of us talking about it and say, "Oh, Andy Rebecca love Joker being psychopathic." No, there's a comedic beat to him because he is also literally a clown, but that does not mean that we're like, "Oh, we're totally fine with him
Yeah. It's
doing."
just
He killed my son, Jason Todd. Think that's okay? You think I'm okay with that? No. Oh, Rebecca, just Jason Todd is my son. Just so you know. Oh, and Harley is dead.
Do you think he's BSing the Joker here? Or do you
No,
think Harley was actually dead?
I mean, she would. I mean, she would die at some point in this timeline because of Dark Side. So, but I think she. I don't think Bruce lied here. 'Cause I
Well,
think
and I
he.
think the Joker maybe would know if she was dead.
Well, again, if only we had a sequel so we could explore those things. Like, oh my, could you imagine what Zack Snyder would do with Margot Robbie?
Ugh, yeah. I think
Uh,
he really redeemed Jared Leto's Joker here. Because I mean, I liked him okay in
yeah,
the
I did
original
too.
Suicide Squad movie, but a
But we
lot of
know
people
that was also
didn't.
no, we know that also was tampered with, and the thing is, like,
True.
you like the thing is whether you like Joker because he's a great villain or you hate him because he's terrible, that's the result you're gonna get with your the cat and his teeth.
It's an uncomfortable cackle.
Yeah,
But that's what Jared Leto was going for. But yeah, I think Zack Snyder really did a great job with the
yeah.
Joker.
But with that said, I do want to see the Ayer cut. I do
Yeah.
want to see that.
And I like that Batman and Deathstroke have come to terms to try to fight Darkseid. They're having to be teamed up. It is kind of a fun idea that they would have to be teamed up.
Yeah, especially because we know there is like something tragic happened to Slade, and that's with Batman somehow involved. But yet there's still it go to show what kind of a man Slade is that he can put his issues aside for wars like this. Oof, I'm getting the chills already. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. I can't do his laugh.
This is also a reused shot from Batman v Superman. But I think they made it work. More nightmares.
Oh, I just realized that word. Like I had to think like, what is Rebecca talking about, Mike?
It's
Oh,
it's from the
yeah,
introduction of Superman in BBS when he goes to save Lois from the general in Africa. It's from that sequence when he first shows up.
I know everyone just loved Ben Affleck's just like morning look in this scene, like because everyone on Twitter was just like, oh my god, like Ben Affleck has like the best like morning hair or like bed hair,
Yeah.
in which I mean, Ben Affleck is lucky to get to be Ben Affleck. Look at that.
Bruce is obviously very okay with things now because if you saw an alien looking being just like hovering outside your house, I don't know, I would be freaked out.
I would stay inside and be like, "Who are you?" And
But
then
Bruce is like, no, I'm gonna go out there barefoot. It'll be fine.
he's just like, "People with sick capes, I'm used to that now." And somewhere here, Wayne Carr was supposed to stand with Martian Manhunter, right?
I mean, I wish. I think they sort of justify why Swanwick didn't do anything as Martian Manhunter because they say like he didn't realize until now how much of a stake he had in this world. I can buy it.
Yeah, here's where I think we were supposed to infer that John knows a lot about Bruce already. Well, if you can read people's mind.
Yeah, he talks about his mother and father. That gives a nice little catharsis for Bruce.
Although, what if John was on Earth when Clark was growing up and he knew Thomas and Martha?
He might have.
Someone call me the Martian Marfa Hunter.
The Martha Manhunter.
That is a sick costume. Again,
The Martian Martha Hunter.
I guess I'll see you around. I'm just gonna go back to bed and have more nightmares.
I mean, no big deal. An alien just showed up in my house. No big thing. It's just flying around
Yeah,
the sky.
Bruce literally pulled down the curtain, I think, just so that I'm really gonna go back to sleep and not have any more flying people hanging outside my
You
window.
woke me up. Jeez.
That's a beautiful shot. Oh my god.
That is really pretty.
Oh wow.
I like that it shows how far like Bruce and the Batcave are away from Gotham City.
Yeah.
Oh,
For Autumn.
yeah. That's nice that they put that in there.
Yeah, and oh my god, and then this rendition of Hallelujah. Which you can listen to Zach the soundtrack to this movie is on Spotify. So just go listen to it if you want to.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird. We talked about the For Autumn thing in here. Like, it did bother me when the theatrical cut came out, because we knew at that time what had happened to Autumn Snyder and the Snyder family, and it was weird to me that something like that wasn't in the credits in the theatrical version.
Yeah,
But
some people are just not born with a soul.
some
sadly.
people just are awful human beings.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they were able to put something like that here.
Yeah,
Which is
and again,
appropriate.
see, this is what Hollywood needs to understand also. Like, not talking about the Autumn film, but about don't interfere with your filmmakers' visions. Like I'm not getting into because I'm just gonna get too angry about it. But I say, look at this. Like, if whether you like this, if you don't like this for the plot or whatever, that's totally up to you guys who feel that way. But anyone has to admit that there is cohesion with this film. This has a pattern, this has a division, this has a red thread, and it has a conclusion. 2017, I don't know what, like, that's not a movie. That is worse than a film student's attempt at making a movie. It's despicable to, like, it's insulting to, like, artistry in general, but it also speaks to the big problem that there is in Hollywood right now, where, like, movie executives thinks that because I get to make the big shots, I know how to make a movie. You don't. You hire these directors and these writers and these producers and these actors and these set people because they actually they've gone through education, they learn, or they have honed those skills. That's why they are filmmakers and you are executives. Of course, have differences, but it's like 2070 is an emphasis on what should not happen. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I think you said quite a bit of what I would have wanted to say. I think it's interesting to watch this now and have some memory of what happened in 2017. And I think that what I hope happens is that film students will, like, I hope like film instructors will use these two versions of the same film, or what was called the same film, to show their students how much of a difference the storytelling can make, the direction can make, the acting, the score, the effects, the treatment and respect of the characters. I can't think of another example in cinematic history where you can see two different versions of the same premise, kind of. I mean, they're different stories, really, but to have the one done by the original director, and then one done by a director who came in and rewrote a bunch of stuff. That is so rare to have that kind of an example.
Yeah.
And I hope that film students will be studying this, because I think it's very educational for students to see how big of a difference that makes. So
Exactly.
I'm glad we actually got it.
And the thing is that for me, like, yes, I can think. I'm just gonna turn this off because I was gonna start crying because it's a beautiful rendition of Hallelujah. Here's what I will say: is that yes, let's think about it from this perspective. Yes, is it cool to have? And at the time, because we didn't know as much as we know now about this filmmaker that is extremely problematic and should not have a career in Hollywood anymore. we did, yes, is it cool in idea in theory to have the dude who did Avengers and made Marvel Studios $2 billion, $1 billion each? Yes, in theory. Is it cool to have Danny Elfman who made the Spider-Man movies, the iconic Batman score, and I think he did the Flash TV show, the one in the 90s. And again,
I
he's
think
done
he did. Yeah.
a lot of iconic score. Is it cool in idea? Yeah. Is it cool to have, I can't think of any more example, for example, but okay. In idea, yes, it could look like appealing, but also you need to look at this point, and I'm talking to the studio now. Like I don't, but I know they're not watching. But here's the thing: let's pretend that I'm Warner Bros. Now thinking, okay, we've done Man of Steel, we've done Batman vs Superman, we're working on Wonder Woman in pre-production, and we're also gonna now going on to Justice League. But you've established now a pattern, a tone that listen, you could have released a Snyder Cut in 2017 and people would have loved it. Some people would not have liked it. Fair enough. But that would have been a better solution than to say, you know what? Let's just fire this, take advantage of this director and his wife/producer in the midst of a tragedy. I mean, no one knows what that's like until they have to go through it themselves when they lose someone to something that tragic. To take advantage of that is disgusting and despicable and toxic, and it infuriates me every time I think of this whole history. And to not only take advantage, but then to take in a director who obviously does not care for the vision and tone that you've established. And the thing is, when we quip about when me and Rebecca or whoever else we quip about the MCU, look, if you love the MCU, look, I love the MCU, but it's not without its faults and its errors and its flaws. And I don't want to see, just because it's that successful and it works, that doesn't mean I want to see it in the DCU. I don't want to see the DC TV shows do it. I don't want to see the Marvel TV shows do it. Like, I mean, the Marvel TV show, not the Disney Plus shows, the ones that came before it. Not everything should be the same. Because if there's anything, my biggest critique with the MCU is that every movie feels almost the damn same. There's only maybe 5 movies I can name where I'm like, okay, the director got to do their own thing. It feels unique. It feels special. But it's like, I can barely tell the Ant-Man movies apart from Guardians of the Galaxy these days. Period. That's my opinion. Sorry, go on.
Well, and I was just going to say, for Zack Snyder's Justice League, that's the thing, right? This is Zack Snyder's perspective on the DC universe and these characters. And one of the things that really changed my outlook on how I shoot video and how I take pictures and how I talk about things is Zack Snyder once said that the most powerful thing in your arsenal that you have as a filmmaker is your perspective. And I thought that was such a great way to look at it, because nobody can see things from your eyes. You're the only person who can see what you're seeing. And I think what Zack Snyder's Justice League is great to show is a great example of is this is Zack Snyder's take on the universe. This is how he sees these characters and how he sees the world. And I think that's what makes it stand out and what makes it unique, because he's not just trying to copy from someone else. He's trying to show us what he thinks about this world in this DC world. And I think that's what makes it special.
Yeah. And it's like, for me, I mean, like, because for me, like, for example, if we're talking about like using other methods that is worth with the DC universe, if Christopher Nolan had shepherded this universe, which in a way he sort of did, starting with Man of Steel and like kind of them executive producing BBS and Justice League, it's like, this is Zack's universe. And like for me, just because the Dark Knight universe worked doesn't mean that I want to see it repeated for every DC character going forward. That's why I like when Man of Steel came out, I'm like, oh my god, this is so different. Like I haven't seen Superman in this light in a long time, but I also not seen a DC movie in this light in a very, very long time, if ever. So, and here's the thing, like, I don't think either of us are saying that if you don't like Snyder films that you're somehow wrong or that you're somehow like you don't know about film. It's like, look, you're allowed to have your opinion. Although we're two people who have been attacked and harassed because we like Zack Snyder films. We've been harassed and because if called like you know nothing about if you think that's a good movie, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, that's why I'm barely on Twitter more. I mean, I envy Rebecca that she doesn't have to be on Twitter anymore, because I just we can't be just we can't have a peaceful conversation anymore. That's why, like, when I talk about these things, I do with people like Rebecca or people private chats or on podcasts. So I don't really do much online anymore because it's just not fun. And the thing is, if we can respect that you don't like Snyder films, so but we want to be respected in that regard too. And that, like Rebecca said, this is Zach's take on the DC universe. You don't have to love it, but I mean, I've seen so many horrible things. Like, people have said that that this is a, you know, ultra violent take on the DC universe, that Zach has like problematic issues. Whatever. Those things, guys, words have meaning. Words can hurt. And like, I mean, look, Zach is a big boy. And like, I don't like, I'm not somehow like fighting his battles, whatever. So, but I'm just saying that when people say, well, it's just a movie, no, the Snyder Cut is not just a movie, it's a chapter in his cinematic history that I, like Rebecca said, I hope film students will take. Like, that's why no matter what numbers it did on HBO Max, even though all of us know that it did bomb numbers,
We all know it was a
crazy numbers.
success. Yeah.
Why the studio doesn't want to celebrate that? You know, ask why they decided to go and put their home release trailer for this film as unlisted on YouTube, and it will give you a good idea of how they actually operate. And this film had such a huge impact on social media in terms of like spreading the movement's word. People find, like, people who don't even follow these things, who are not even big comic book fans, have followed this journey along to see what's going on. Why is there such an uproar? What is Release the Snyder Cut all about? Why is there a banner near Comic Con? Why did a plane fly close to the Warner Bros. Studio with a banner on it? Because this wasn't just a movie for thousands of people. This is a result of, one, Zach getting to put out his film that he had worked so hard on, that he sadly didn't get to finish initially because he went through something terrible that no father or no mother or sister or brother, not anyone should have to go through. But the second thing is that it also shows it's a fight for artistry. It's an artistic integrity thing, that as a studio, if you commit to a director, if you sign up, once a contract is signed, you need to stick to that. To keep interfering this much, it's not good for anyone. It's not good for the filmmakers, but it's not good for you either. Because as much as I think of you as, soulless human beings, it's, in the end of the day, it's not good for you. You need to either you need to work out these details before a film starts shooting, or you need to let it carry through. And that's why I love Rebecca's videos on all these reviews from BVS, because that's the thing. Because some top critics, I guess now not top 10 anymore, top 9, because one got fired because he plagiarized his reviews, because they said that the movie was not good. It's like, you're too reactionary, and that's also not a good thing. To go from like, oh no, we need to, like, they don't like this film, we need to be like the MCU, we got to do this, so on. No. So, I'm always going to be here for Restore the Snyderverse. Like, if it happens, you're going to hear me and Rebecca talk about it. You're going to see Twitter talk about it. You're going to see social media talk about it. You're going to see all sorts of conversation going. I'm happy we got this. It was a long, hard battle for everyone involved. And, whether, there's the good side of people who follow it, there's also people who did a lot of inappropriate things that, and that's, no one is excusing that. But people need to see that there's two differences. And that's all I had to say about it. I'm sorry I went on this tangent, but
no, I think it's applicable.
That's a good $5 word. I cannot even say that.
It's a hard one to say. Applicable.
Is there anything you want to add that you felt about this movie, the way that people talk about it before we wrap things up?
No, yeah, I think it's a lot of what you said. I think this is a good example of showing the artistic integrity matters, because you're going to end up with a better product. If you force it to be something, or if you change it to meet a certain criteria, it's not going to be as good. You have to start with the storytelling, and you have to start with the vision, and that's what will make it good. So I think the lesson here, which I hope that most studios, and especially the studio that screwed up the first time, I hope they take away the lesson that they should just let filmmakers make their films. And if they succeed, that's great. If they fail, that's great. But just let them make the films that they want to make, and try to back them as much as you can. Because I think audiences respond more to films that have an intent to them, that have a perspective. And you can tell. I think audiences can tell. I can tell when a filmmaker is just going through the motions, is doesn't have any stakes in it, doesn't have their heart in it. And then I can inversely, I can tell when somebody has really put all their heart and soul into a film. And so I think that matters. So if you want a successful film, you should let the filmmaker make their film and stop messing with it. Every now and then, I'm sure an executive had a pretty good note, but I think this is a good example of just to back up the vision and go for that.
Absolutely. So yeah, that was our commentary on Zack Snyder's Justice League, and so that has kind of completed our little thing that we started at the start of this, at the beginning of this year. This won't be the last time you see me and Rebecca on air together, though. Of course not. Because I love having her on the Flash Party. I love being on Super Radio whenever, and talk about what it's the shows, these films, and so on. And I'm happy people who tuned in tonight and last week, enjoyed it as well. So further, Rick, thank you so much for joining me for the past 2 weeks. So tell people where they can find you on social media. Tell them, like, if they don't know what Super Radio is, which how could they not know what Super Radio? That's ridiculous. Tell them about Super Radio. Tell them about what's coming up, for the final season, your competition, anything else you want to plug before we wrap this thing up.
Sure. Yeah. I am one of the hosts of a podcast called Supergirl Radio, which is a podcast that you can find at supergirlradio.com, or you can watch our live streams on the DCTV Podcast YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/DCTV Podcast. We do video live streams, but we also have the audio podcast in case you like to listen that way. But we're a podcast that talks about the CW's Supergirl TV series, which is in its final season now. We're kind of in the home stretch. Not a lot of a lot of episodes left, so we're about to hit the end. But we'll talk about the TV show, but we also talk about Supergirl comics and other Supergirl media, whether it be the Helen Slater movie or Smallville or Superman the animated series. But if you like the character of Supergirl, we always find something Supergirl related to talk about. So we've been doing it since 2015. So we've been doing it for a long time, and so we love Supergirl. So if you like Supergirl, check us out. I also do DC film analysis on my personal YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/duckmilkprod. I've been doing a video live stream on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes I have to take a break, so just check and see when I've scheduled them. But you can join me there and talk about reviews and how to analyze film.
Sorry, I need to get a new mouse because I was like, unmute. Yeah, so go listen to Super Radio. It's also in audio version. It's also available on the DC Podcast mega feed.
Yes.
And it's about roughly 7 episodes left. 2-hour finale confirmed now for November 9th. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, also in retrospect, because Super Radio, that was like before there's even was a network. Supergirl was like the Flash Pocket's first spin-off podcast. Like, that's why you see a lot of similarities between these two shows, because that was the way we worked back then. And now we have about 20 podcasts on there.
That's a lot.
Not something Morgan Glenn, the amazing Morgan Glenn from Supergirl is thrilled about, but I've been good this year. I haven't launched any new podcast besides converting Black Lightning podcast to Naomi podcast, which is coming, the new show on the CW next year. Mid-season somewhere. I don't know. CW, their schedule is confusing.
Yeah.
But go listen to Supergirl. They have their live shows are so much fun. They're one of the reasons why our channel has blown up the way it has, and they do so much fun stuff. There's snap judgments, there's cameos by cats. Morgan will make Rebecca laugh nonstop.
She is very funny.
Rebecca is pretty hilarious too. But like when Rebecca, I love when you get laugh attacks from Morgan, because like she says so much truth, but it's the most funniest ways of all time.
Yeah.
So there's go listen to Supergirl Radio, because that's not as I'm not just saying as a producer, but also as a fan. Like, it's my favorite Supergirl podcast. It's like the TV show may be what it is, but you will always have a good time with Supergirl. So there's links in the show notes where you can subscribe to them, follow them, and I'll put in Rebecca's YouTube channel as well, so you can tune in on Sundays, right?
Yes, Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern.
There you go. As for me, you can follow me at Behbakht on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Vero. You can also find me over the Titans and Doom Patrol podcast. We're covering Titans season 3 and Doom Patrol season 3. Titans season 3, we only have 3 more episodes. Um, and People are going to want to tune in next week, is all I'm going to say. And you can also find me on the Mall Report as editor in chief. I also write for Screen Rant, and yeah, so on social media you can just find links to everything that I do. But in terms of this podcast, you can find the Flash Podcast on social media at the Flash Podcast: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Trying to do more things on Instagram as well, and so follow there. For updates on everything. TheFlashPodcast.com is where you can get all the information about the Flash TV show, the Flash movie, and more. You can subscribe to the Flash Podcast pretty much everywhere, and including Apple Podcasts, Digital Radio, Google Podcasts, and so much more. While you have some extra time on your hand, go to Apple Podcasts, leave us some 5-star reviews. Let us know how much you love the Flash TV show, the Flash in general, and the podcast, because it's one of the best ways to support all of these podcasts. So, you go to Supergirl Radio's Apple Podcast page, leave 5 stars, and the DC Podcast Network's Apple Podcast page. Do that. It helps us tremendously. Speaking of DC podcasts, we have an amazing network with podcasts for pretty much every DC TV show that's on right now. So DCPodcast.com is where to go to, at DC Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live and wired with brand new videos or live streams and so much more. And yeah, I forgot to make graphics for the rest, but there's links to everything in the show notes, including our TeePublic store, and which when you buy something from TeePublic, it does help the network as well. So because I know we constantly have people saying, oh, we love these podcasts, how can we support you guys, and so on. It's literally through Apple Podcast reviews, buying things on TeePublic, and supporting the podcasts who are on Patreon, and subscribing to us on YouTube, and doing things like that. That's why this year we've had more interviews than ever. There's one I'm doing next week that I think going to make a lot of people happy. Rebecca knows who it is.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Which does not mean Stephanie Brown.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tune in for that. But yeah, it's through support like this that we can make things happen on the network. Because we're not, we're the Justice League of podcast. No, we're the Paragon of podcasters, as Brother Nate says from Naomi Podcast. Also, he pointed out we need to make some sort of merchandise with Paragon of podcasters. We gotta get on that. It is genius. It has more purpose than whatever Paragon's concept they had in Crisis. Because I'm like, okay, you're the Paragon of this, and whatever. But so do all that. Links in the video description, and this episode will be available on audio the following week. So but Rebecca, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm sure we will be on air together again soon before the year is over. And to everyone who tuned in for the last 2 weeks, thank you so much. But yeah, until next time, I'm Andy B.
And I'm Rebecca Johnson.
And we'll see you next time on the Flash Podcast.